Tomorrow is the awakening exam. The guys are guessing what talent they will be able to awaken. A friend wakes up our hero, Liam Moe, who fell asleep right in the classroom. He opened his eyes in horror, not understanding what kind of place this was. Let's go back to memories. This celestial body is called the Blue Star, and it is not much different from the Earth from the outside. But 100 years ago, the familiar world collapsed, and then changed radically. Millions of monsters have crossed into these lands. Countless people have either died or been seriously injured. Fortunately, in this world, people are born with unique talents. Once you pass the awakening test, you'll immediately learn about the available talent, and then fight off an influx of monsters. So this world exists only because of the awakened ones. They are the masters of this world. Isn't the setting of this world similar to the game Liam played before, called Apocalypse? It seems that the hero has merged with the game reality. When I played, I was able to defeat all the enemies. I was just one step away from success, the strongest god of war, Liam. But due to the cooldown and limited damage, he was unable to kill the final boss, which constantly summoned new mobs. So Liam died, just one step away from becoming a true god. Suddenly, a friend patted the hero on the back. Tom was shocked that Liam had time to dream. The hero was shocked at first, but then he was happy. He didn't know that his friend had also been reborn. Tom didn't understand what other rebirth. Does Liam really think about jokes too? Tom asks the hero not to scare him. He is such a good student, very smart. The guy's appearance and character are the same as in his past life. It seems that interpersonal relationships and the environment haven't changed much. Tom is so nervous. His future fate will depend on the result of awakening. If he fails the exam, his dad will kill him. In the game Apocalypse, the talent is awakened after you touch the awakening stone in the secret kingdom. Tom asks if his friend will help if something happens. Liam asks him to tell him directly what he should help with. The boy's request is not that big. The main thing for Tom is to awaken a good talent that will satisfy his father. Liam is one of the best in the class. But a game is a game, and reality is reality. Even if the hero has accumulated enough combat experience in the game, he has no idea how things are in this apocalypse. He'll have to see for himself. Liam told his friend not to worry. He would go to the secret kingdom first and think of something. Tom exclaimed joyfully and wished the hero luck. If it worked out, he would treat the hero all year long. So after school, everyone gathered in the training room. The guys discussed different strategies. For example, deal with the smaller monsters first, even though it will take a lot of effort. Liam guesses the entrance is here. Well, let's see if reality is similar to the game. And then the hero got to the village of newcomers of Apocalypse, all 1-to-1. The system found the owner. The binding to the transformation system is in progress. What is this? Binding completed successfully. Liam can transform 2 main abilities into passive skills. The strength of passive skills will depend on the bonuses of the hero's main attributes. It turns out that active skills can be converted into passive ones. If this is true, that same Apocalypse, then the system must be very powerful. 99% of skills in Apocalypse are active and have limitations. It is impossible to launch them on a permanent basis. Therefore, it is not very profitable. But passivity is not limited. It can be used on a permanent basis. As you level up, the success rate will increase. Rare treasure. In his previous life, it was because of his limited skills that he failed to become a god. But this time, Liam will succeed. The system asked him to select the skill he wanted to transform. The hero decided to try a wave cut. The shock wave attacks the enemy, deals damage to the nearest 3 meters, and when passive, there is a 30% chance that the size of the waves will be released during a direct attack. After the hit, the wave cut turns into an energy attack. The strength increases by 15 times, and the body becomes invulnerable for 0.2 seconds. So in short, Liam increased his attack power. While the hero was doing all this, a 3rd-level Minotaur approached him. On the training ground, he poses quite a danger. Just in time, Liam tries out a new skill. However, there was not a scratch on the Minotaur. Now the monster pounced on the hero. Things are bad. Liam is only level 1 now, so he won't be able to defeat the monster right away. The hero tried to block the Minotaur's axe, but his mother broke it. At this moment, the passive skill was activated. Liam now has an invincible body at 0.2. Thanks to this and his increased strength, he avoided the blow and jumped back. And then he hit the Minotaur with a wave slash. The monster fell with one blow. After converting it into a passive skill, Liam was not only able to expand the damage area, but also increase his attack power. Well, now the problem of achieving success can be considered solved. In this life, the hero will definitely achieve more and will definitely become a god. But the monsters didn't stop there. Giant ants appeared. Liam killed an entire army of them. It was worth it. I've spent a few hours here to catch up on the past. I need to find out where exactly the exam will be held. Then I'll definitely be able to help Tom. The hero was asked to choose a second skill to transform into a passive one. Liam thought about it. Usually beginners die precisely because of the lack of attack power and too long skill recovery times. Since the first skill was aimed at attack power, the second one will be aimed at recovery. Liam chose Weapon Change. The time to switch weapons is reduced by 30%. The backpack contains quite a lot of basic weapons for beginners. There is also a passive weapon switching skill. Now Liam will be able to switch faster. The problem with changing weapons has been solved, so there shouldn't be any problems. Everything is ready, so all that remains is to wait for tomorrow's exam. The day has come. The hall is full of people. Some filled their inventory with various medications. Tom shouts to Liam that he asked his father to use the power of money and get the map. The hero advised him to speak more quietly, otherwise who knows, others might find out what methods Tom uses. The guy showed the map. They say Professor Holmes himself chose this secret kingdom. He has high demands, so it won't be easy. So the rookie map is Blazing Destruction. The distribution between monster levels varies between 3, 10, so you will have to work hard. Liam asks Tom what his monster level cap is. Tom thinks it's around level 5. Well, the hero didn't expect his friend to be so weak. Looks like all he'll have left to do is run after Liam. Suddenly some guy said he had some money at home. Maybe he should use the table's dirty tricks too. Henry, a second-generation rich man, suggested that Tom simply refuse the exam and not disgrace his father. The guy was indignant and told Henry to go to hell. Tom tells Liam not to stop him. Today is the end for Henry. So Tom knows Liam. Henry says that trash like him can only wait for help from others. But suddenly someone hit the guy on the leg and he fell. Liam said you shouldn't say that. Henry was furious and swung at the hero. However, he simply stopped his hand and told him not to forget himself. The rich man does not understand where Liam got such strength from, or the hero offered to make a bet with him. I bet Tom's success will be much greater than Henry's. The guy and his friends burst into laughter. He has no reason to refuse a bet in which he will 100% win. Henry agrees. The loser runs 10 laps around the court naked, then shouts his opponent's name 3 times. Liam agreed without any problems, but Tom hesitated. The students began to whisper, because the difference between Tom's and Henry's strengths was colossal. Isn't this a one-sided game? Tom whispers to Liam that he's crazy, but the hero tells him to trust him. The guy falls to the ground in panic. He just wants to pass the exam to look good in front of his father, and Liam is just selling him out. The hero immediately told Tom to stand up and listen to him. Liam whispered in the boy's ear, "Wait, first the map, then him." This gave him hope. Tom exclaimed that Henry was running naked today. Robert Lin, the head of Jiangcheng Academy and a second-rank expert, stepped up to the podium. He announced that the exam was starting, asked students to take turns going through the teleportation point. Tom proudly told Liam to wait for his performance, so the boys entered the Flaming Rift. This world is a huge volcano with magma bubbling everywhere. The main monsters are orcs and demons. After passing certain tests, a boss will be waiting for them at the top. Zaylan. What a nice feeling. Liam hasn't felt this for a long time. 2 second-level orcs were already waiting behind. They pounced so quickly that Liam barely had time to jump back, and at that moment he realized that he was surrounded by monsters on all sides. Previously, the hero controlled the game using a computer and a mouse, but now you have to rely on your own body's instincts to survive. Liam pulled out the newbie sword. These orcs are completely different from the monsters in the training arena. It is difficult to attack 5 at once. Suddenly, the system wrote that the owner had a lot of experience, so it would be converted into physical instincts. Another passive skill? Something's wrong with the body. The orcs were ready to crush Liam, but he somehow managed to jump from the ground onto the slope above. Now he rushed at them with renewed strength and finished off one. Liam can control every muscle he has. Amazing. Now his physical instincts are similar to those he used in the game. It seems that the orcs are not so evil anymore. They began to attack, and the hero dodged with incredible dexterity. Liam began to lead them in a certain direction. and when the chance arose, he took advantage of his newbie skill sliding. And then, with the help of a wave cut, he hit all the orcs at once. How fast! Liam didn't expect the passive attack to be so powerful. The hero struck again and finished off the crowd of orcs. Liam received 250 experience points and immediately rose to level 3. He will receive 8 free attributes. It turns out that by killing monsters, Liam can increase his levels. For 5, he immediately went up 2 levels. Now the hero has quite a lot of skills and weapons. Everything is much more interesting than the apocalypse from a past life. Viewers quickly noticed that everything had changed on the leaderboard. Liam came out on top. He was the guy who had the argument with Henry. He raised his level to level 3 in a minute. The way out, all this time in the academy, there was a genius. Mr. Lin finally got excited. I wonder what Liam will show them next. The hero jumped into the nearest ravine. In the distance, he saw a second-level warlock with a hunting dog. As far as Liam remembers, there was some kind of mistake with them in the apocalypse. To defeat them, you don't need to kill them all one by one, you need to attack them all at once. No sooner said than done. The hero took out a gun with a hook. Everything should be very simple. Thus, he found himself on a slope high above the warlocks. Liam took out his sirkins and threw them at the monsters. So the warlocks went into combat mode. They began casting a shadow arrow towards the hero. Since the warlock is not a high rank, he will only be able to use 2 skills, shadow arrow and hound. Liam hid, disappeared from view, so the monsters returned to normal. Not bad, there is progress. Warlocks cannot attack when the target is no longer in line of sight. Step 1 completed successfully. The second step is to attack the monsters first and kill the dog. Liam started doing this with shurikens. Now the most interesting part is the bug. The skill of summoning a hound is more important than releasing shadow arrows. Another success, everything worked out. Since the warlock couldn't see his target, he suddenly changed his skills, starting to summon the hound in a chaotic manner. Thus he continually calls upon his hounds. Even if his magic runs out, he will start summoning them again and again as soon as it builds up again. But once Liam kills the warlock, all of his hounds will die too. So he can get a lot of experience points from killing the hounds. In the meantime, you can sleep, waiting for the right moment. 8 hours have passed since the exam began. Sister Kate Shorts was the first one to get into the shooter. She's so strong. I was literally just in second place, and in an instant I found myself in first place, having reached level 10. And Chief Michael Hope just became a swordsman. I wonder if he can defeat Boss Zalin and touch the Awakening Stone. Robert Lin thought that the outstanding students were gradually beginning to show themselves. However, what about Liam? Mr. Lin was simply shocked when he saw that our hero was in last place. What a laugh. Liam showed himself so well at the beginning, but then fizzled out towards the end, and the guys wondered how such a genius could hide. The secret realm is available for 12 hours. According to Liam's current speed, he will hardly even reach level 6, not to mention defeating the final boss and getting the talent. There are 4 hours left until the end of the exam, but suddenly the score began to change. Liam quickly rose hundreds of places ahead. A minute earlier, he had finally gotten some sleep. Yes, during this time, a lot of dogs had accumulated, about 400. The hero took out a machine gun from the newbie's arsenal. Well, let's see how many levels he goes up. The hunt is on. Liam began shooting continuously into the crowd of warlocks. A huge hole formed at the site of the explosions. The hero made colossal progress. He even got a little tired. Wave Slash and Weapon Change have been upgraded to level 2. All skill stats have been increased. It turns out that as you level up, your passive skills also improve. The growth is quite decent. Liam has increased his level. Will it be possible to activate the new passive skill? In just a minute, the hero passed 10 levels. The crowd is delighted. Where did such a genius come from in their academy? Level 13 could be one of the top 3 in the country. The guys have never seen anything like this in their lifetime. William Lawrence, Liam's class teacher, boasts that he is his student. But then the director, Mr. Lin, teaches William. He is outraged by such behavior of the teacher. Robert shouts that he should have been warned about such a student in advance. Mr. Lin is also getting old if he is so easily impressed. It is safe to say that Liam Mo is the most talented among all the students in Jiangcheng. Since the hero has passed level 10, he can choose a specialization. In Apocalypse's previous life, Liam closed all the cells and reached the top, almost becoming a god. But there was one thing he never chose, so Free-Spirited is a specialization that doesn't really change anything. Freedom-loving people can use any attributes and are not subject to any restrictions. Thus, the hero will not have any restrictions. Moreover, he can wear any equipment and change it as he wants. But there are also disadvantages. Low damage. The number of skills is extensive since nothing is limited. In the early stages, Liam may still enjoy this specialization, but in the later stages he will not. But thanks to the transformation system, even a weak specialization of the free-spirited will not cause trouble. Well, let's try this now. Since Liam chose not to change his specialization, he was automatically assigned Spellbinder, a hidden specialization. The audience is perplexed that our hero made such a terrible choice, because there is not even a hint of talent in his love of freedom. Mr. Lin asks William what he teaches the kids anyway. Freedom-loving, what nonsense. The teacher apologizes, saying that the previous students chose the warrior specialization and that something is wrong with Liam. Choosing such a specialization is tantamount to giving up a bright future. What a horror. However, some guys do not think that it is so bad. Maybe the freedom-loving ones have some tricks. Their biggest advantage is considered to be unlimited choice of weapon. At an early stage, you can even create combinations, combining skills in accordance with the skills of the enemy. But there are advantages only in the early stages. As for the middle and later stages, it is already quite difficult to develop skills here. And the damage is not enough at all, so it will not be possible to win anymore. Therefore, all hopes will collapse. And why do we need a specialization that cannot be developed in later stages? But Liam decided that freedom-loving nature suited him best. Thanks to the conversion system, it compensates for all the disadvantages of low damage. Based on his past life experience, he can increase the strength of the free spirit. Suddenly, he saw an additional specialization, a spellcaster. So Liam can't learn skills in schools, only those that drop from bosses. Everyone becomes very strong by default and the rewards will increase each time. Great. For Apocalypse, it's not that bad. Liam still has quite a few advantages. The caster is very good. The most important thing at the moment is to increase passive damage by adding attack speed. Liam returned to monsters. Increasing the attribute makes the battle much easier. Attack speed, swordplay, critical hit rate. What an interesting world! In the distance, the hero saw an old discarded book of demons containing a special attribute. It looks like she will help in opening hidden missions. Liam almost forgot. It's better not to rush to fight bosses. The main thing is to collect attributes. There is 1 hour left before the end of the exam. The students are gradually approaching the boss. What awaits them will be the final test. Boss Zalin, only by killing him and touching the awakening stone can you truly complete the exam. And this stone is right behind him. One of the students, without any hesitation, grabbed the sword and rushed towards the boss. However, Zalin's sacrifice technique deals continuous damage to enemies. Moreover, an ancestor's curse is randomly released, which reduces the attacker's damage. Once Zalin used this technique, everyone else would undoubtedly die. But if you rely on your speed, you might still be able to deal with the boss. The guy fell, but did not die. However, he realized that it was all over and he could not defeat Zalin. At that moment, he was thrown out of the portal. People are shocked. He's in the top 50, but still lost. Even the elite have suffered a defeat. Last year, the boss was easier, but now it looks like we'll have to team up. This particular kingdom was hidden due to its extreme complexity, but for some reason, the commission discovered it. Liam was out of breath. It had taken him almost an hour to collect the items that would allow him to access the hidden mission. Luckily, I got to Zalin's boss in time. At the very moment when the hero approached, the boss cast a spell. His pawns are not lacking in speed, but there won't be any problems. Liam slipped through the orcs and struck them from behind, leaving Zalin defenseless without his bipod. This is how the hero approached the boss, who had almost finished the sacrifice. Here she is, a living target. Well, there is no time to waste. Liam pulled out his machine gun and started firing at the boss from close range. The hero spent all his bullets on him, but apparently it won't do much good. The earth shook and Zalin fell into a state of rage. And now his orcs would have pounced on Liam from behind. The hero changed his weapon. Actually, it's a pretty good skill. Liam began to hit the monsters with an iron pipe on their legs, breaking bones. It was time for them to fall to the ground. This is a tactic. The hero hits the orcs' weakest spot. Their legs are shattered. The difficulty of this kingdom is that while casting a spell, Zalin himself cannot fight. But at the same time, he is protected by 2 orcs. If you attack him, the equipment will immediately reset. Now Zalin was defenseless. He was too vulnerable, and Liam plunged an iron pipe into the boss's head. Kate and Michael came out of the portal. It seemed that this time she was in first place. Yeah, he made a mistake. Losing was inevitable. However, the guy saw that her name was not at the top of the table. How can Tom be a leader? He doesn't even have a specialization, and he hasn't even reached level 10. Kate can't believe she lost to some loser. They started to console her, saying that she still rightfully won. How could a level 7 human defeat elite monsters? Tom must have cheated. Michael said that people from the ordinary class sometimes use rather mean methods. In the academic affairs office, Tom was questioned about whether he had cheated. The guy denied everything. Then Professor Holmes, the city's head of education, asked what skills the boss had used in the final stage. How did Tom even pass this? Does he really want to be the first student expelled from Jiang Academy? They'll find the person who helped the guy pull off this whole scam. The academy won't stand aside. Tom fell to his knees in panic and said that he asked Liam Mo to help him and that it was all Tom's fault. He asked not to hold Liam responsible. Our hero told the guy to turn right when he reached the end. So he went around all the monsters and found himself in front of the boss. Since he was not in their field of vision, he did not get hit. And so, he touched the awakening stone as quickly as possible. After hearing the whole story, Mr. Holmes was surprised that there were such brilliant people in the academy. Mr. Lin added that Liam had only set a record by reaching level 13, but that was not all. Robert showed the full video of the exam. Mr. Holmes was amazed. He said that this guy had a very bright future ahead of him. Kate and Michael came out so quickly. Well, they deserve to be in the elite class. However, that level 13 student Liam hasn't come out yet. There are only 15 minutes left. Regardless of his level, he has already failed the exam. As soon as the hero touches the awakening stone, he is immediately teleported back. Well, there's still time, so let's complete the hidden task for now. Liam found a book, fire obsidian, dead wood, clear crystal, and a broken sword. And also the skull of a demonic dog, 6 attributes in total. With them you can summon a secret boss, Insatiable Taman, a level 12 elite boss. He is outraged that someone dared to awaken him. Taman immediately pounced on the scoundrel. The crater left by the blow is impressive. Deserves the title of secret boss, much stronger than Zalan. The advantage of Taman is its high strength. The disadvantage is problems with flexibility. As long as Liam can limit his attacks, he can win. Well, they'll play for a while. Taman again attacked the hero with the aim of killing him immediately. Liam used his basic skill, sand throwing. So the boss fell into a state of blindness. Sand reduces speed and impairs vision for 3 seconds. Although sand throwing is not particularly difficult, it is an ideal technique for distracting an enemy. Taman's passive skill is activated. He goes out of control for 1 second. Deserves to be the hidden boss, but now it's Liam's turn to speak. We'll use a grenade. Tamanai's defense is not easy to break through, so you need to act reliably. Liam hit him in the head to make him lose his guard. And then he stabbed me in the back with a dagger. Well, now the main skill is the front strike. And finally the time came for the grenade to explode. But the boss wasn't dead yet. No matter how strong Taman was, he clearly couldn't stand up to Liam. The hero took out his machine gun and said goodbye to the monster. Liam reached level 14 and took first place. The audience thought it was some kind of cheating. They wanted an explanation. He is still in the secret kingdom. In any case, once the test comes to an end, everyone will be automatically thrown out of the kingdom, and then Liam will be captured. Professor Holmes is indignant because of these ignorant children. Mr. Lin hasn't seen the gentleman so excited in a long time. It seems he believes Liam. There is 1 minute left until the end of the test. The hero has killed all the monsters in the secret kingdom. The experience gained is more than 3 million. He had to waste so much time on this secret mission. But he got a new title. Will the awakening stone be useful? Liam touched it and started to react. He was congratulated on passing the exam. The transformation system is sublime. Passive skills can be added. For killing the boss, Liam received the Book of Demons, which can increase critical strike speed by 20%. 2 transformations are great. With the new skill Gatling Gun, the attack power of firearms is increased by 25%. Well, that would be a great help during battle. Maybe Liam would be able to kill multiple monsters at once. When fighting a monster of a higher rank, all attributes are suppressed. Speed, critical hit are reduced. More often than not, monsters will kill you before you can do anything. But thanks to your passive skill, Liam will be able to kill as many monsters as he wants, as there is a chance to fire 10 bullets at once. The number of transformations is limited, so you need to choose wisely. Then the hero chose Knockdown. 10% chance that a kickback will cause a subsequent shockwave within 2 meters. Compared to the levitation skill, which requires a lot of energy, the energy required for Knockdown is not that great. Liam's combat power is about to reach 1,000. Then he will go to the active continent of Apocalypse and start the real battle. And now it's time to go out. The secret kingdom is closing. The audience was almost blinded by the bright light from the portal. Liam successfully completed the exam and woke up. Professor Holmes is sure that this guy has a limitless future. However, Liam does not seem to be at all excited. He was labeled as a cheater, just like Tom. The boys asked the professor to cancel Liam's results. However, Mr. Holmes shut everyone up with one shout. He approached Liam and asked if he had really passed the test himself. How did the man get there so quickly? Anyway, the hero replied that yes, he had passed. Mr. Holmes excitedly said that Liam was number 1. However, why was he the last to emerge from the secret kingdom but still retained his primacy? Kate and Michael added that they were not fooled and demanded proof. They were supported by the crowd that had gathered around. Mr. Holmes shouted that Liam had single-handedly stood up to the secret boss, even though he was on level 12 at the time. He killed more monsters than all the participants combined. If he doesn't take the lead, then is it really a herd like the others? This is the first time the boys hear about the secret boss. Their mouths dropped open in shock. Linda James, the rocket class's homeroom teacher, was watching. An ordinary student from an ordinary class won first place, not even from a rocket class. Linda thinks there was some kind of deception with the boss. She needs to check everything out. Well, she approached Liam and asked him to share how he was able to summon the hidden boss. The hero responded irritably by asking why he had to explain himself. The woman was stunned. She was the youngest class teacher in the history of the rocket class. And Liam dared to humiliate her. He's finished. Teacher James won't forgive this. Michael asked how he dared to talk to his teacher like that. The guy pulled out his huge sword and challenged Liam to a fight. Kate also decided to teach the hero a lesson. Now they will find out who is the strongest in the academy. And then Liam asked if Michael was sure he deserved to fight our hero. The crowd shouted that the elder had taken the initiative and offered to engage in a duel, thereby considering Liam an equal. How dare a scoundrel speak so harshly? But suddenly Kate calmed Michael down. If classmate Liam is so self-confident, then she and Michael will join forces. The girl asked if the guy would then be worthy. But then the hero asked who else she was. Kate was furious that Liam might not know the Academy's most beautiful woman. Michael was fed up with it. If our hero does not stop behaving so inappropriately towards the students from the rocket class, Michael will be forced to teach him a lesson. The guy wants to fight Liam. It will be a fight to the death. A duel is a forced battle between awakened ones, and it is clearly not worth refusing. Linda thought that if she agreed, Liam would still lose, since he simply wouldn't be able to stand up to it. Since Michael is in such a hurry to die, our hero will see him off to the next world. Mr. Holmes thought that this child had a lot of energy. Through the battle, he would learn about his true strength. Since both sides have expressed their consent, the director will set the stage for the battle. A huge platform appeared in an instant. The professor hopes the boys won't regret it. Liam suggested not to waste time. He jumped on stage and wanted to start. Michael told the cheeky boy not to blame him later. His A-rank talent, Extreme Speed, instantly increases his movement and attack speed by 50%. The swordsman's signature technique is shape-shifting. Michael has developed his skill so thoroughly that you can't even keep track of his movements. He thinks Liam is finished. However, the hero easily dodged the blow and asked if that was all. Liam seems to have an extra knack. Michael made a slight mistake. Now he will take hold of the blade, and the hero will definitely not dodge the combo attack. However, Liam dispelled the attack with his knockdown. Michael tried to attack again with a charge, but our hero jumped up. The guy changed his shape and shadow. It seemed like he was about to win. There was a huge explosion. Michael showed the perfect combination of horror and lethality. Kate couldn't hide her smile. Michael also managed to rejoice, saying that no one had yet been able to cope with his speed. But suddenly he got kicked in the face. The audience is shocked. They didn't even see Liam. And finally, the hero finished off the guy with a wave cut. Well, Michael's extreme speed is still at an inappropriate level. Are our eyes not deceiving us? Michael, one of the Academy's geniuses, was instantly killed in less than 30 seconds. Liam turned and asked if Kate still wanted to fight. The girl lowered her head and said that she was not worthy of this. The guys began to apologize to the hero for their mistrust. Such hypocrites, they just scolded him, and now they're going crazy over him. Liam is an honored genius of the academy. Kate didn't think he would be so strong. Why does she feel like she wants to get closer to him? Extreme reaction speed and perfect timing. Liam is much better than Professor Holmes of old. Perhaps he can become the next legend of the 5 circles. This seedling should remain with them. On behalf of the Academy, Mr. Holmes would like to make an announcement. Considering Liam's outstanding abilities, he will be awarded 1,000,000 coins, as well as a special Leader of Students diploma. All the teachers were simply shocked. Judging by their reaction, the title is quite impressive. Can it be exchanged for money? They haven't had a single student with such a title in Jiang City for over 20 years. The last one had 4 circles. Regular students usually have only 2 circles. Only a few from the Education Committee have 3 circles. Mr. Lin asks why Liam should be given this title. It means that he too will be able to reach 4 circles in the future. Linda should take such a talented student into her class. If she gets him, she will definitely become famous in the future. She asked if he would be interested in transferring to her class as a class monitor. Linda would personally supervise his preparation for the exam. Other guys would have given everything to have her teach them, but this guy got such a lucrative offer so easily. Liam pulled her hand away from him and said that there was no need to lecture him. It's not just Linda. No one from the academy can teach him. They're not free-spirited after all. It is worth clarifying that Liam has special sneakers in his arsenal that increase speed and agility. Linda is confused since he is only level 14, but the headmaster agrees that she cannot train Liam. After taking the specialization, they do not have the original skills. The academy does not have enough experience in freedom. No one in the Sea Estate can train Liam, so he must act on his own. He might regret his choice. But the hero replied that he had chosen this path himself. In addition, he was blessed with a transformation system. The principal will give permission for independent study. He hopes that Liam will shine in the exam in a month. The unified examination is an important national examination for talent selection. All awakened countries will compete. They will then receive the corresponding resources and rewards. Liam will be the only student studying individually. He thanked her, but there was one problem. The hero asked when his reward of 100 million would arrive. The newspapers were full of headlines about the new talent. Reporters bombarded Mr. Lin with various questions. Where will Liam go? Why did he choose freedom-loving behavior, etc.? The teacher apologized, but Liam is not here. The hero headed to the Management Association. The process of entering the Apocalypse system is complete. It was thoroughly checked and no negative records were found. 100 years ago, ferocious beasts descended from oblivion into the Blue Star. Having committed murders, they retreated. In order to somehow combat the cataclysm, humanity discovered the so-called apocalypse in the cracks leading to oblivion. And then people entered unhindered. The era of training to eat on the apocalypse continent began. It gradually turned into a battlefield, where experts from all over the world fight, and only talented awakened ones will be able to gain a foothold here. There's a bit more hassle in Apocalypse. The most important thing now is to reach level 20 as quickly as possible and pass the exam. Liam was transported with the others to the Broken Islands, the same place as in the previous life. It even evokes nostalgia. Newcomers can only unite to fight monsters. The hero has knowledge from a past life. Of course, he also knows that it is best to complete the hidden task first, as it will give him the most points. Liam immediately went to a dilapidated village with traces of human presence. There was a letter in the trash pile. Yesterday, while fishing, the author discovered some strange, huge shadow, but the people in the village did not believe him. Perhaps the hero can help prove the existence of this evil spirit. Well, Liam thinks no one else can complete this task. Not only does it require a lot of experience, but it will also reward you with an easy-to-use artifact. On Hernan Beach, the Awakened fought the mutated turtles. Many have various good abilities, however, someone began to attack ordinary people. One of the guys told Chris, the demonic swordsman, that fighting was forbidden, and that it was forbidden to harm people. The upstart replied that he was just playing a little and didn't notice. He chased the boys away, saying that the monsters on this beach belonged to his gang. The guy shouted that this was a public place, not the private territory of the Demon Academy. But suddenly Chris waved his hand and a wound appeared on the guy's cheek. The swordsman promises that not a single monster will fall into their hands. The ordinary guys already wanted to leave to take care of the wounded, but the guy was indignant that these bastards were constantly taking away their opportunities. Because of this, they were 3 levels behind. Mage Mila told the elder Chris that there was still one left, and that was our Liam, who was also hunting turtles. Chris said that the boy seemed to be a little lost. The elder wanted to teach Liam a lesson so that he would not dare to kill their monsters in the future. Well, Chris will just kill all the monsters in one hit so that the guy won't get any. Wants to use the high damage output of 2 mages to get rid of all the monsters. But Liam knows that in Apocalypse there is such a parameter as monster ownership. The one who first destroys a certain amount of monster hit points will be able to take possession of it. Other players will not receive a reward for the kill. Liam thinks that ordinary people don't know about this yet. It's a pity that today the guys met our hero. He activated the assassin skill, Instant Step. If Liam's damage was 3 times greater than theirs, he got all the points from the murder. We need to reduce the points of the guys from the Demon Academy without changing the object of their hatred, because as soon as the monster changes the object of his hatred, the hero faces inevitable death. As a master of hand-to-hand combat, Liam doesn't have many ranged skills, so he must fight smart. The freedom-loving one continues to attack. Is he planning to capture the monsters? Chris said he couldn't do it. It just so happened that the group attack of the mages was only available to him. Chris's friends Mila and Ron created a snowstorm with a freezing effect. If someone dies in the apocalypse, their damage is reduced. And if they die several times in a row, they cannot be resurrected. Chris said that Demon Academy is as great as ever. The rest of the guys understand that the freedom-loving one is not able to resist 2 magicians. However, Chris was shocked that the snowstorm did not kill the guy. It's strange, because the storms released by the mage should instantly kill an enemy with the same level. Chris panicked and told his friends to activate the storm again to kill the guy faster. Liam escaped the storm by cutting the waves. Then he used the storm to slow down, and then the machine gun came into action to open the exit. The passive machine gun has a 25% chance of triggering. Each bullet has a certain probability of triggering. Liam immediately began firing at the crowd of turtles. The machine gun's normal duration is 8 seconds, but our hero manages to use it continuously. People think he is clearly hiding something. Chris's jaw dropped when he realized that the free spirit had taken the loot. Liam is delighted. The damage from the machine gun is amazing, and the shards from the snowstorm finished off all the monsters just in time. The victories were counted for Liam. He received 32 turtle tails. The hero thanked the guys for their help. Chris was shocked. They were robbed by some scoundrel, but he will do everything to make the scoundrel pay for it. The boys started to make fun of Chris. There was no point in rebelling on the Apocalypse continent. Now it was time for them to experience the troubles themselves. Chris was furious and Mila tried to stop him. She says that this man is much stronger, so it's not worth it. Chris said he remembered Liam's name, snorted, and walked away. But did our hero allow them to leave? The headman of the Demon Academy was taken aback. They realized their mistake. They are not going to attack anymore. What else do they need? Liam replied that it was simple. He was giving the boys exactly 1 minute to hand over everything they had managed to get here. Otherwise, they will have to level up again. Chris's friend screamed that he wasn't going to give up. Even if it was a life-or-death situation, Liam wouldn't take his gear away. It was a fireball technique. Even though God Liam had just released a very powerful attack, he was unable to handle it. However, our hero simply continued to stand and wait for the guy to cast the spell. The guy asked if Liam was so scared that he couldn't move, and he thought Liam was cool. Turns out he's just another show-off. The hero dodged with his boxing skill. Then he quickly moved back and hit the guy. Liam takes back his words. Now he needs not only Chris's attributes, but also all the Apocalypse coins. They have 20 seconds left. Mila fell to her knees, saying that she would give him anything Liam asked for. The magician guy didn't want to give up even now, but Chris quickly restrained him. They've already disgraced themselves enough. The headman asked our hero to take all their things. A whole 120 taels. Thanks to them for doing all the work for Liam. The hero saved a few hours. Now he let the guys go. Finally, justice prevailed. It was surprising that the freedom-loving one could even defeat the students from the Demon Academy. Liam was immediately offered to form a team, but then they left him to collect all the attributes on the beach. Everything is the same as in the previous world. Power is the most important thing in the apocalypse, but no one should stop Liam from collecting attributes. The secret mission is to collect 400 turtle tails. There are still over 200 left. It looks like it's going to be a boring day. Liam didn't finish until the next day. Yeah, a secret mission takes a lot of time. At least I got a new level. Finally, my agility surpassed the 100 mark. Combat power of 10,000 points. The hero is afraid that most first-year students will not achieve such success. Now that everything is ready, it's time to complete the task. At the academy, Chris was asked why he had to get involved in such a large-scale battle if it was with some freedom-loving person. Liam was brought to the apocalypse world when the students went to the continent, so he was also mistaken for a university student. Mila found someone who can help with this, Liam. Most of the top 30 students are willing to help. Great, there's just one more thing. Chris is referring to champion Sam Parker. It is said that he has a talent of S-rank full magic. Moreover, in just 1 year, he rose to level 21, the best freshman. However, rumor has it that he doesn't bend over backwards for anyone. But Chris believes that everyone in this world is greedy for money. If someone says that he is not interested in money, then they didn't offer enough. A fiery whirlwind passed in front of the boys. Chris clapped. No wonder such a person became the best in the academy. Releasing such power using just the fireball technique, Sam was surprised. No one had come here for months. He asked what the richest man in the academy was doing here. Chris was pleasantly surprised that Sam knew him and got straight to the point. He had a battle plan and he would like to invite. However, Sam didn't even listen to Chris and said that he wasn't interested. The guy is going to break through to the second round soon. Chris could help him with that, but Sam again replied that he didn't need it. Chris said that they needed to teach a lesson to one scoundrel who had very cruelly mocked them yesterday. Liam is only level 14, but he is so strong that even 3 of us couldn't handle him. Sam just said to get out of the way. But then Chris said that the scoundrel was freedom-loving. And then Sam thought about it. It was tempting. He thought people with this specialization were complete scum. Finally found a really good opponent. Liam went to Joe's fishing tackle shop. He asked the owner to show him the best streets. Collecting broken tails is the first point of the quest. Now you need gear. Fortunately, the hero has some money left. The seller lazily lowered his glasses and said that all prices were listed in the price list, and that the goods could also be found there. The man thought that the guy had the money with him. The most important thing was to sell him something of the most expensive. But Liam doesn't know much, so he would like some help. Okay, then he asked to give him an exquisite purple bamboo fishing rod and 10 Daphnia. The owner is shocked that the guy made his decision so quickly. Judging by what he said, he is interested in more expensive goods. Is he really an experienced fisherman? The man immediately got up from the sofa. But even if you were ready to go fishing in your mother's womb, it is impossible to have such extensive knowledge. The man asked if our hero was from a family of fishermen. It seems he got something wrong. In a previous life, such a set was the best of everything offered, that's all. The man thought that even if he was not from a family of fishermen, he had a lot of experience. Why not try to make a friend? The seller gave Liam a discount and took only 10 gold. If he catches something in the future, the hero can bring it to him to sell. So the hero came to the coast. There are tails, gear too, only one thing left. Liam remembers from his past life that there is a boss on the opposite island that appears every 72 hours, even though it is not far from the newbie village. A beginner player is unlikely to cope with him, so no one will risk interfering. All Liam needs is a small part of this boss. After killing him, he will be able to breathe underwater. This is an important piece of the puzzle that allows you to solve the secret mission. The limit of staying in water for all inhabitants of the apocalypse is 2 minutes. If you exceed the limit, the blood itself will begin to leave the body, and in 10 seconds you will die. In addition, the drowning person will be attacked by sea creatures, so it is better not to go into the water. Liam shocked all the residents. There was no newcomer who would take such a risk. The 2 suspicious guys quieted down in the bushes. Although it was dangerous in the water, the wealth was worth it. This money would last them a long time. Besides, they don't think there are many bloodthirsty monsters here. They decided to move away from crowded places. The boys followed Liam to a small island. Even 10 minutes should be enough to explore it. Since Mila gave them so much money, Liam should not be underestimated. It is not worth engaging in direct confrontation with him. Then the guys decided to watch. Meanwhile, Liam found the boss spawn point, and as soon as he stepped in there, the call began. It seems the hero is lucky today. He took the main weapon of beginners, a staff. A huge level 18 sticky mud monster appeared in front of Liam. The hero said that they hadn't seen each other for a long time and immediately attacked with fire. The monster spits corrosive mud, apparently zoomed in. If Liam remembers correctly, if dirt gets on him, he will immediately be slowed by 30%, and this damage can be applied over and over again. With Liam's current strength, things will be tough. The hero changed his weapon to a long blade and struck with a slash of waves. Liam quickly chipped away at the monster's health. The boss has released a radiation cloud. If you get caught in it, you will lose life points every second. Liam took the machine gun. Although the boss is good, he has a hard time against ranged attacks. Besides, his slowness also comes in handy. Liam fired at the monster with a machine gun and it finally fell. As a reward, the hero received a staff of water vine, which allows one to breathe underwater for an unlimited time. Excellent. Just what I needed. Now that all the preparations are complete, it's time to catch the vanishing shadow. The next step is a fierce battle. After all, this is the strongest of the hidden bosses in the newbie village. Everything Liam had done up until this point was aimed at completing the current mission. Oh, the hero noticed the surveillance since yesterday. Since they are so patient, let them continue to wait. Liam now jumped into the water with peace of mind. The pursuers can't search anymore, they're all wet. But Liam can't escape. On the other side is the endless sea. If he returns to dry land, he will definitely not pass by. The guys decided to see if Liam had been killed by some monster. Later, they searched the entire island, but this guy seemed to have disappeared into thin air. Things are bad. Liam has slipped away. The guys were shaking with panic. They won't go for such deals anymore. Liam arrived at the fishing spot on the Broken Islands. After all the preparations, it was time to start fishing. The place to catch the vanishing shadow should be here. But suddenly the hero noticed that some man was already fishing. Had he really taken his place? Liam was shocked. He couldn't see its attributes. A person cannot see the level of another only if the difference in their strength is too great. Suddenly the man said there was still room for a hero. He noticed Liam's tension and said it was good to be careful. But with the hero's current strength, it won't be difficult for a man to finish him off. If he wants to go fishing, go ahead. Liam decided to just sit there at first, and then, once the man left, he would get down to the task. The man saw that the daredevil apparently wasn't afraid at all. Just 2 minutes later, Liam caught a fish weighing 8 kilos. What luck, he caught something so heavy right away. In his past life, the hero raised his fishing level to the highest. The man grinned and said the boy was a lucky man. A minute later, Liam caught a red maple weighing 1,000 pounds and then another. The man was angry that he had been sitting there for half a day and still hadn't caught anything. How did the guy do it? Thus, in half an hour, Liam caught dozens of fish carcasses. The man did not expect that he would one day meet such a wizard and asked for a couple of pieces of advice. He had been here for many years, but still had not gotten the hang of fishing. Liam thanked the elder for the praise, and then the hero began to tell how to choose a better quality bait and so on. The man laughed and said that Liam was quite strange, so young and already so knowledgeable about fishing. But according to the elder's observations, our hero is good not only at this. The man's eyes glowed red and he reached out to Liam. The hero grabbed the machine gun and the elder asked why he chose the freedom-loving specialty. Liam replied that the free spirit goes his own way. The man said that with such talents the boy will achieve a lot and offered to become his student. The hero thanked for the offer, but he wants to go this way on his own. Well, the elder will not force him. If Liam ever changes his mind, the door is always open for him. And then the old man threw the ring to the hero. If any questions arise in the future, you can safely come to the association. The spies informed Mila that they were on Liam's trail. She ordered them to arrive at the scene in exactly 10 minutes. At the Demon Academy, a crowd of top students have moved out somewhere. Quite a rare and strange phenomenon. Sam is a loner. Quite a terrifying lineup. Perhaps they want to fight the boss. Now Chris is sure that Liam Mo will die. He's counting on Sam. Parker decided to let them go first. If it's that serious, then he'll act. Rob Fiennes, the association's management officer, told his boss that Chris was heading to the continent with a party of 20 people. Was something afoot? Boss Theo Scott from Tianhai Urban Management Association told Rob to follow them and report back if anything happened. This Chris from the Mickelson family will drive Theo crazy someday. The man hopes nothing happens today. Liam only has 39 taels left, but he's pretty sure that 400 taels should be just right. And then a group from the Demon Academy came to him. The hero asked what was going on. Did they really decide to run away for help? Sam looked at this freedom-loving man with great curiosity. Chris yells at Liam to shut his filthy mouth. Does he think he can escape after insulting the academy? The hero received a notification that a big catch was about to arrive. Finally, it's time for the boss to show up. The entire attack group froze in place. They had never seen anything like it. Prince Naziak, a level 22nd elite boss, emerged from the water. Even Sam can't handle him alone. Maybe his appearance is connected to the level 15 free spirit. Chris was told that this is a pretty rare boss. Since there are so many of them, they can kill him and take the treasure. Liam threw turtletails into the crowd and said that they would have to sacrifice their lives. At that moment, Naziak rushed straight into the crowd, sensing the bait. Sam used his freezing technique and told the others to attack the boss now. Chris praised Sam as always. Liam, who started all this against them, needs to be killed. 3 of the Demon Academy decided to interfere with the hero's plans. Apparently, Chris is a little crazy, but with Liam, any tactics are pointless. He switched to a spear and began clearing. And then I changed it to darts. With one throw of shurikens, Liam finished off 3 mages. And then it came to the swordsman. How does our hero switch weapons so quickly? Many had seen freedom-loving ones before, but their interval between changing weapons was at least twice as long. When Naziak's health dropped to about half, he weakened his control and entered the second stage. The boss broke the ground and all the people fell into the water. Everyone slowly began to sink into the sea. And Liam was more pleased than ever because he had a clear advantage in the water. Prince Naziak enters the second stage of his state, invincibility. The boys ask Chris what to do now. Their mage can't attack in this terrain. Liam is all alone here. Prince Naziak will finish him off anyway. So what's the point? Why did Chris gather such a crowd if they'd run into this boss anyway? Is God himself helping Liam? Sam tells the others to leave if they want, to meet this free spirit himself. Great, Sam is still on Chris's side. If the boys try hard, they can definitely beat Liam. Chris suggested leaving Naziak alone for now. Better to throw all their forces into killing Liam. If they can defeat him, their reward is doubled. The boys agreed and rushed into the attack. Liam smirked that they had decided to finish him off. The 30-second countdown begins, and soon it will be impossible to hold off the boss. Chris doesn't see Liam. He thinks maybe he's decided to commit suicide. Has it really been 2 minutes underwater already? Prince Naziak has ended his invincible state. This is the end. Chris can't stay underwater for long either. It looks like he won't be able to get out. The boss launched a deep-sea vortex. The power is incredible. The guys can't control themselves. If they get carried to the bottom of the sea, they won't be able to get out in 2 minutes. Nobody wants to die. The mages shot fireballs at Naziak, but they had little effect. Sam doesn't understand how this is possible. He's level 21, and the attack didn't even touch the boss. Fire techniques noticeably reduce their power underwater. The guys are no match for him. He needs to save himself. Chris suggested Sam back off. Liam was dead anyway. Next time it would work out for sure. The nasty little people decided to first anger Naziak and then run away. The monster blocked them with its icy shackles. Chris has exhausted his oxygen supply and has 10 seconds left to live. He is furious with Liam and promises to kill him as soon as he is revived. And then our hero waved to the guy. Chris can't understand how Liam didn't die. The entire crowd from the Demon Academy turned into ice and fell to the bottom. Now the entire stage of action belongs only to Liam and Naziak. The boss released the icy shackles again. Liam's mask of awareness allows you to wrap your thoughts and even out the speed. Now all that's left is to close the distance with the boss. The hero put on running shoes that increase speed by 200%. Now the reward came in handy. Even though Liam is currently level 15, the attribute bonus allows him to reach level 17 skills. In addition, his specialization doubles his attributes by 1.5 times, so now the hero's abilities are equivalent to level 25. It's time to crush Prince Naziak. Liam struck the boss in the head with his sword. Naziak is furious. At that moment, Liam switched to the machine gun and began firing at the monster. Great, only 101 damage left. Time to finish. Naziak growled, asking how the damn man dared to treat him like that and that our hero was a corpse. Liam replied that it all depended on whether the monster could reach him alive. The hero threw a shuriken at Naziak and finished him off. Finally, the hidden mission was completed. Liam reached level 17 and was given a chest as a reward. The hero pulled it out onto dry land and opened it. It has received the attribute Tide Charm. It casts a shockwave on the selected target, putting the enemy into a coma for 4 seconds. Item level 60. Liam is not limited to this level. He can use the amulet at his current rank. The higher the item's level, the higher its quality. Now the hero will be able to easily kill monsters. You just need to use the amulet, but you need to understand that there are still certain limitations. In any case, for players of his level, Liam is invincible. He can fight toe-to-toe with enemies that are a dozen levels higher. A man in the education department shouted at James Oliver, the second rotation, that he disagreed with Liam's quota. James doesn't understand what the problem is, because this guy broke the city record by reaching level 14. Leo Falk, third circle, admits that Liam is a real genius, but he doesn't even really have a specialization. Jiang City only provides 1 quota per year, so why should they give it to him? Leo is against it. James shouted that everyone actually knows about Leo's dealings. It seems he wants to cover everything up this way. Suddenly the manager clapped his hands, silencing them. He said that, in fact, this issue could be resolved very easily. Anyway, at the last discussion, they decided to send the quota to Thomas Wang from Manhwa School. Not only did he reach level 12, but he also awakened an S-rank talent, choosing the wizard specialty. But the choice of department is not particularly important. In any case, Liam showed up after the decision was made. You can just ask them to fight, and the winner gets the quota. The hero brought his catch to the shop owner. It weighed a whopping 734 kilograms. The man asked how the boy had managed to handle such a quantity. The seller will return 30% of all his purchases to Liam. Yeah, the Apocalypse continent is a real gold mine. Liam noticed the report from the Jiang City Academy. Recently, all the headlines were full of these events. It is said that Jiang and Manhwa academies will hold a competition between students to determine who should get the quota. Liam was surprised that no one had told him, but he saw a bunch of missed calls. Okay, the question was out of the question. The hero wasn't picking up. Well, it's time to get to the bottom of current events. The competition will consist of 2 parts, 10 points for team competition and 20 for attrition. The academy with the most points gets the quota. The team battle will be 5 versus 5. Each academy sends 20 participants to the competition. In the end, we'll see who will be left with more. At the beginning, they introduced the team from the Jiang City Academy, led by Kate, and then the team from the Manhwa Academy, led by Thomas Wang, who is already at level 12. The guys are ready to bet whether he can handle Liam. By the way, it's strange, but he hasn't been seen all these days. Leo asked if Liam was afraid to speak. Professor Holmes said not to worry, he would definitely come. Thomas asks about the ubiquitous Liam. Scum like them won't be able to compete with him. Jiang Academy is a dump. Kate can't understand where Liam has gone. This is a very important quota. How can you miss something like that? She ordered the mage to protect the priest from blows and cover his back. There is no healer on the other side, so he must protect his own with all his might. Later, Kate attacks with fire, and the fighter and boxer must hit Thomas straight in the face. It is impossible that he cast a spell. So James announced that the competition was about to begin. Kate's team was the first to attack. You wouldn't expect anything else from her. Relying on the firepower of an A-rank talent, she increased her strength by 25%, rapidly suppressing the enemy in front of her. Now the fighter can get close to Thomas. It looks like he's in trouble. Thomas was almost hit from behind as Fenghua's tank pushed the enemy back. And another guy from the Manhwa Academy team has an assassin skill. Invisibility. A comrade shouted to Kate that the enemy assassin had disappeared and that they had to watch over the priest's protection. At that moment, she was stabbed from behind. Kate turned and slammed the machine gun back. Why was she targeted and not the priest? Thomas asks if she still hasn't figured it out. The shooter is the backbone of their formation. He had almost finished casting the highest demonic magic spell, Thunderbomb. It's a shock, because it takes no less than 5 seconds to cast such a powerful spell. Everyone is confused by such speed. Leo proudly said that Thomas had awakened an S-rank talent that accelerated the casting of spells. It reduces the cast time of all spells by 30%. Thunderbomb was already flying towards Kate. The priest closed her in his shield, which helps his comrades move to a safer distance. But running is useless. The thunderbolt will sooner or later reach its target. Kate fell down, exhausted. Linda ran up and said that they couldn't fight anymore. They had to heal Kate as quickly as possible or she would die. Thomas laughed. The team leader lost, and Liam never came out. It looks like Jang Academy will hit rock bottom today. The team battle was interrupted due to Kate's serious injury. It's all over. Zhang has already lost 18 battles in the battle of attrition. Manhwa Academy has only 15 people left. Thomas is too strong. He defeated 8 people by himself. Leo tells Professor Holmes to admit defeat and not embarrass himself, but he doesn't want to rush things. Leo didn't think the professor had so much faith in Liam. Well, let's enjoy Manhwa Academy's brilliant performance. Robert Lin tried to contact Liam the whole time, but he didn't answer. Is he really afraid to go on stage? Another Zhang Academy student was crushed on stage. But the audience suddenly fell silent. Liam caught her and said that he could be relied on now. He has finally arrived. There is still hope for Zhang Academy. So here he is, the city's best hope. The guy from Manhwa is sorry, but luck is not on Jiang City's side today. He grabbed his huge sword and lunged at Liam. Our hero shot the guy with a machine gun. And then he proudly asked who was next. Liam beat the leader of the competition in just a second. He is only 4 levels higher than the enemy, but normal people still won't be able to defeat the enemy in a second. But people didn't even suspect that Liam was already level 17. He had reached such heights so quickly. Damn, looks like Jiang Academy can win. Long live Liam Mo. Leo is shocked. How could a freedom-loving person reach such heights? He even wondered if old Holmes was cheating. The professor himself didn't expect it. Well, Liam actually wrote to him that he would make it, but this is the first time he's heard about level 17. James is glad our hero made it after all. He even smiled when he arrived. The comrades shouted the name of their idol. The Manhwa boy fell to his knees and asked Liam for some advice. How unfair! His comrades had only faced disabled people, and here he was faced with the strongest opponent. Will he have to fight this monster? Liam told the boy to hurry. He doesn't have much time. The Manhwa assassin can only hope for a miracle. With the help of his skill, he disappeared. But Liam brushed him aside with his eagle-like stride. So that's it. He can even catch an invisible man. Why didn't the teacher teach the kids this technique? They'll ask the hero for advice later. That's why the entire academy is supporting Liam Mo. He helps the students to raise their spirits. Robert thinks that now all the students will look up to him. 10 minutes later, the score was tied. A friend burst into Thomas's break room and said things were bad. The headman irritably ordered not to shout. He was resting after all. However, the guy shouts that this Liam showed up at the last moment. It only took him 15 minutes to even the score. The Manhwa students were about to collapse. Thomas jumped up. A real miracle was happening on stage. Now the Manhwa are in no better position. They can only hope for a miracle. The last guy was shaking. He just had to calmly wait for Liam to strike him down. And why did he have to embarrass himself like that? Suddenly Thomas came on stage and asked if it was okay to bully a level 10 person when he was level 17. He challenged Liam to a fight. Robert Lin screamed that it was nonsense. The rules were set in advance. Thomas has already taken a break, so he has no right to enter the fight. He's only level 12. The guy asked if Liam would dare to fight him in the final game. It seems he is not like them. Just now, the hero had a feeling that the students of Manhwa Academy are not ordinary. Luckily, this was a perfect opportunity to confirm his suspicions, so Liam nodded and said to attack. The crowd shouts that Manhwa Academy is a disgrace. 2 against 1 is unfair. We must be careful. Kate has already suffered at the hands of Thomas, but James knows that Professor Holmes will not be able to refuse such a spectacle. He gave his consent. Mr. Lin nodded. Since both sides agree, then there will be a doubles match between Thomas and Liam. Thomas told his comrade that he only needed to strike 1 blow and could rely on the elder for the rest. Mr. Lin declared the fight begun. The guy rushed towards Liam, but he couldn't understand. The hero put on boxing gloves and threw him away. And then he finished the guy off with the dragon style. Liam took the guy down in seconds. He's amazing. And people are beginning to understand that the path of the freedom-loving person is not so bad. But you still have to be careful. Thomas uses a thunder bomb. That's a problem. Thomas said that Liam saw it too late and then cast a spell on the hero. It takes 5 seconds to cast the spell to summon a thunder bomb, but Thomas only has 3.5 seconds. It took Liam all of 3 seconds to take that guy down. The hero activated the air dome, but it lasts half a second longer than Liam. In the end, the thunder bomb was blocked. Well, even though Thomas is cutting down on the pronunciation time, it's worth trying to do this in 3 seconds. It might fool others, but it certainly won't fool our hero. Thomas must have received some reward in the Secret Kingdom. He underwent a secret baptism. Thomas is shocked. His technique was previously invincible. He denies everything and tells Liam to shut his mouth. Some of the disciples do not know, but the baptism of the Secret Kingdom is a kind of bonus, and it is divided into 2 types. From the 1st to the 10th level, we can awaken our specialization in various kinds of talents. But when you pass the 10th to 20th level, you can receive a secret baptism and special bonuses. Obviously, with the current level of Thomas and the rest of his team, there was no way he could have passed the secret realm on his own. They must have asked their manager for help. But such fraud is strictly prohibited. So that's why Manhwa students are so strong. People propose investigation. They are for honesty. Well, Mr. Holmes said that without Liam they wouldn't have suspected anything. But if you think about it, you can see the problems too. Why not contact the Management Association? That's what they'll do. Leo shouts that they decided to throw mud at them when they realized the enemy was too tough. He asks how Liam managed to uncover it when others couldn't. The hero's vision is beyond the standard. If you think about it, he is much stronger than any third-year student. It's clear that Leo has decided to turn his attention to Liam. The man believes that a third-year student couldn't have reached level 17 so quickly. He must have gone down the wrong path, too. Liam replied that he was more familiar with all the specializations than anyone else, so he was able to see the shortcomings at first glance. Leo shouted that this was nonsense. A simple boy couldn't see it. Students couldn't be that knowledgeable about specializations. Human energy is limited. There are too many techniques in the world for one specialization. It is impossible to remember everything. Since Liam is so brave, they will test him. First of all, Leo would like to discuss the holy messenger of the blue fist. But it's not a popular species. No one specializes in it, so Liam certainly doesn't have any information on it. Leo is eager to smear this bastard. If he hadn't encountered this in his youth, he wouldn't know anything either. Well, Liam said the main skill is mind control. You can stick a spear into the ground and your opponents, those within a certain radius, will stand still. Reload time is 0.8 seconds. Leo is furious. Is there anything this guy doesn't know? It's clear that this is the correct answer. Just look at the expression on Leo Falk's face. Since Liam understands Thomas's specialization, then let him tell you about the caster's hidden characteristics. Thomas deliberately wants to put the hero in an awkward position. Who knows this, except the spellcasters themselves? Liam revealed that the hidden characteristic is that if he learns a spell, he can translate it into magic. Spells are divided into 5 elements: gold, wood, water, fire, earth, and they are fundamentally different from each other. Thunderbomb is so powerful because it is a type of gold spell, and having gained a second circle, Thomas will be able to create more powerful techniques. The boy's legs buckled and he fell. How did Liam know this? It's a shame Leo made the wrong decision to use his talent. Today's farce is over. The results can be announced. Leo is sorry that it turned out this way, but he just wanted to pave the way for his student to a bright future. So, Manhwa Academy loses all the achievements it has gained today. Jiang City Academy wins. Liam proved to be truly invincible. Professor Holmes officially announces that the only quota goes to Jiang Academy student Liam Mo. The hero would like to know something. Currently, there are only 10 universities in the country that have taken over the secret kingdoms. Later in the principal's office, Liam sat with Mr. Holmes and James. He was researching the 10 universities, but they didn't have what he needed. However, he suddenly noticed Shenyu University. There are many secret kingdoms in this university, but it is not among the top 10 in Shia country. Oh, James said it's a long story. 50 years ago, there were many secret kingdoms under Shenyu University. Everyone was happy, and he was the first in the Xia country. But over time, other universities also began to develop their secret kingdoms, which became much more progressive, and their students became much stronger. For some reason, the secret realms in Shenyu were much more difficult than in other institutions, and over time it became too difficult for students to pass them. People started giving up and dropping out. This university has what Liam needs. Even though it's not in the top 10, that's okay. But the Academy can give the quota to someone else. The hero wants to pass the entrance exams himself and go where he wants. James asks the hero to think, because such a chance is given only once. But Professor Holmes calmed the man down. Liam probably has his reasons for choosing this particular university. The Academy has no right to make any demands. Liam handed over the brochure and asked if the Academy could provide the necessary letters. At first, Professor Holmes thought there would be no problem, but was shocked to see Liam's choice. Theo Scott's men have downloaded the beach area data. Rob thinks they can get a better idea of Liam Moe's identity. Theo can't even imagine what kind of educational institution would dare to take him on. Liam from Jiang City Academy, 3rd year. Moreover, the combat power exceeds 12,000. He will definitely achieve great success. Sia country is in dire need of such a genius. Theo cannot miss him. Rob showed the boss another man with an unknown level of combat power. Theo doesn't understand why he's with Liam. Suddenly, Rob received a call to say that people from Demon University were here. A crowd gathered in the waiting room. They were waiting for Mr. Scott. The women began to beg for help. Their sons were among the best, but for some reason they suddenly dropped to the 4th level, although there was no reason for this. They think the villain Liam Moe is to blame for everything. The women ask for his details to be revealed. Leslie Stewart, vice principal of Demon University, has come to see Theo. He also asks for information on Liam. Theo replied that he needed to think carefully. As far as he knew, Liam had nothing to do with it. It was the Demon University that had provoked the incident. So Theo can't provide the information he wants. Then Leslie asks what if they insist. Liam has great potential. He is the hope for a brighter future. We can't let him die at the hands of some scum. In that case, Theo said he would protect the boy. Leslie laughed. He knew it would be like that. Before Theo came, he asked for advice, and then received the necessary instructions. What a slippery fellow. It turns out he reported it to headquarters. Damn, Theo will be on Liam's side anyway. Suddenly, a notification came. The crowd praised Leslie because even the headquarters was on his side. However, a red message about refusal appeared on the screen. Leslie's request was rejected. It seems that Liam has some serious patron behind him. Do they really not want information to spread at the highest level either? Enter. Theo is not the only one who believes in him. And the bastard is not so simple. Well, Mr. Scott will work hard to help this guy overcome all the difficulties. Women respect their superiors, so they decided to deal with their own children. Leslie realized there was a misunderstanding. If others trusted Liam, then he would too. The vice president of the academy asked me to say hello to the guy, left a small box, and left. And inside is a generous auction card. Moreover, the ability to exchange the card for level 60 armor is also worth a lot. Liam is superior to 90% of the population of Zia country. The main thing is that he doesn't let me down. Mr. Holmes apologizes, but they can only give Liam a third of what he needs, and his demands are not small. If he wants all this, Leo thinks, universities have nothing to teach him. That's it. Liam stood up abruptly and thanked the men. He remembered some other things to do, so he had to go. Leo stopped him. He had a feeling that our hero was planning something dangerous. Professor Holmes said that if Liam had something in mind, it was best to abandon it. They could handle anything, but not killing people. But still, the man wanted to know what exactly the guy wanted to make from these materials. Liam replied that he was going to create the most powerful weapon of all time. Manhwa Academy's principal Lawrence Buffett just received a message from the Education Bureau. Manhwa Academy must return all 4 awards it has received in the past 3 years. Thomas is suspended from taking university entrance exams for the next 5 years. All teachers involved in this incident can no longer be employed. Leo can prepare first. Further measures will be taken by the Discipline Quality Commission. Such punishment will cause irreparable damage to the academy. They say other students are going to transfer. These are hard times. Lawrence is afraid they are going back to the beginning. Suddenly, a staff member burst into the meeting. He apologized, but things were bad. That student Liam Moe had arrived. What kind of punishment is this? Why hasn't he gone anywhere yet? The teachers decided to go to him and find out why he came. The boys were excited to see Liam. He's a hottie if you look closely. Strong and handsome, the perfect guy. Director Buffett approached the hero and introduced himself. He asked if the guy had come to make fun of them. Nothing of the sort. Liam had come to begin the battle for the Secret Kingdom. This left Lawrence in shock. The battle for the Secret Kingdom is a battle that will determine who will own the Secret Kingdom. For example, if the Secret Realm is in Fenghua's hands, they will have full control over it. Only those related to the Academy can receive various rewards in it. In addition, if a person can set a record in the Secret Kingdom, he becomes a leader. If someone challenges for a Secret Kingdom, it is called a battle for its possession. How could a child dare to do such a thing? Liam asked if the teachers were afraid of him, and that was why they didn't dare challenge him. Director Buffett said they were not afraid of him and asked what rate he would offer. Liam handed over a piece of paper. He needs about 20 materials. If he wins, Fenghua Academy will give him 5 of them. The director does not understand why the student needs these materials. Maybe he wants to create something. Lawrence asked what if Liam lost. The hero said that if he loses, he will do whatever they tell him to. Okay, Director Buffett agreed and escorted Liam to the entrance of the Secret Kingdom. Fenghua Academy controls 4 levels of the Secret Realm. Once Liam completes 1 level in 3 tries and sets a new record, he will immediately become the winner. It's time to choose a Secret Kingdom. Each has an easy and normal difficulty level. The teachers began to speculate on where Liam would go. Some thought he would go to the easiest one, the Mine of the Dead. At least the recommended level there is lower than his. But even in the simplest location, the minimum completion time is 2 hours, 43 minutes, and 21 seconds. Teachers doubt Liam can handle it. One of his colleagues spent 2 months trying to set the current record. And suddenly Liam said he would go into the dark abyss, decided to choose the most difficult. Director Buffett warned that they were not responsible for him. The terrain is extremely difficult. Setting a record given its level is almost impossible. However, Liam is confident in his abilities. So the director told everyone to get ready and turn on their screens. Everyone should watch the guy. Everyone is dying to see Liam fail for themselves. Well, they could use some support. The hero entered the dark abyss. He remembers that in his past life, this secret kingdom was like a labyrinth. Among the monsters, the most common are level 16 fishmen. They were already waiting for Liam. Well, it's time to go fishing. First, the hero struck the fishman with a blade, and then he beat him with a baton. All the students of the academy watched the fight attentively. They definitely couldn't handle those monsters. They don't think Liam can. Hundreds of little monsters were waiting in the pond. That was the first difficulty. If the vortex affects the attributes here, it will be difficult to find them. Luckily, Liam is a free spirit, so that won't be a problem. The hero killed the fish with a jump. Who the hell is he anyway? It seemed too easy for him. The piranhas tormented Teacher Luo for a long time. The principal asked how much time had passed. It took Teacher Luo 25 minutes to complete. Lawrence was shocked to hear that only 12 minutes had passed. Liam has already reached the Lobster Lord. The boss's stats are not the highest. There won't be any problems. Lobster Lord Baltia attacks the enemy when the opponent is at close range and begins to attack. The teachers laugh and say that Liam is trapped. It was a mistake to attack the Baltics on his own. Despite the fact that Liam deals more damage than his peers, he still doesn't have much combat experience. Men don't think they can succeed here. It took the teacher more than one try to achieve results at this level. Baltia used the piranhas to prevent the teacher from attacking, although he lost a lot of time and health points. But I still managed to pass the level, avoiding direct combat. If Baltia dies, the piranhas will start to go wild, so the boy will be in trouble either way. The teachers want to witness the scene in which the legendary Liam will be eaten by piranhas. Using a glide and takeoff, the hero hit Baltia on the tail. The boss lost his balance and fell into the water. Baltia says that water is his element. Does the little man really think that he can resist him here? Depends on whether he dares to dive underwater. Liam switched his weapon to a glove and pierced the boss's body. The piranhas have been attracted by the blood of the Baltics. Now they will begin to attack. Liam continued to maim the boss, and then he took a grappling hook and ran away while the piranhas were finishing off Baltia. The boss is still a bit underdeveloped. The audience was amazed that the hero even thought of this. The teacher's efforts now seem in vain. At first it seemed like Liam had no plan, but how wrong everyone was. Where did a simple student get such a mindset? Even the teacher had to spend a lot of time on this passage. And then Liam continued to advance, and he chose the right cave. It's surprising, because there are a lot of dead ends in the labyrinth. Maybe Liam has been here before? Principal Buffett stood up abruptly and demanded that the teachers stop misleading themselves. The dark abyss has always been under their leadership, and Liam is new here. Is it really that hard to accept that some people have better abilities than them? It looks like their academy's dungeon is about to fall into the hands of a high school student. Liam is too fast. Once the intermediate stage is over, he will be able to reach the final boss, Akumal. Today, everyone will witness a new record. Apparently, Liam has reached his final destination. If he remembers correctly, every time he lights the brazier, 4 level 18 snakes will spawn. Once all 4 braziers are lit, the final boss encounter will begin. With Liam's current strength, there shouldn't be any problems. In that case, everything will end quickly. Liam lit all 4 braziers. Is he really going to take out all the monsters at once? If you light 4 braziers at the same time, about 16 level 18 monsters will immediately come out. Obviously, the hero will have to bear a heavy burden. Director Buffett has almost resigned himself to losing. Still, I wonder what this guy will do now. Liam was surrounded by huge snakes. The destruction skill reduces the enemy's attack power and increases defense for 30 seconds. The hero used this on all the monsters. He then jumped back and attacked the snakes with a napalm bomb. The teachers discuss how Liam's skills are useless, but the techniques are too broad. Its destruction can reduce attack and increase defense, and napalm bombs help in ignition. Suddenly, everyone saw on the screen that the snakes had gathered into one ball, and Liam read the spell to summon the stone. In the end, all the monsters were killed at once. The hero is incredible. An ammunition expert and an elementalist are different specializations. It's incredible how Liam was able to create a chemical reaction. It seems that the specialization of the free-spirited is not so simple. Director Buffett said this guy is a genius. What a combination of techniques and what movements! Suddenly, the braziers lit up with a purple fire. Elite boss Akumal asked irritably who dared to summon him. Well, long time no see. The hero tells Akumal to show his power. The monster will make you pay for summoning him. The boss began to spray his corrosive poison. Liam dodged it deftly and then damaged his head. Akumal can resurrect. To avoid this, we would have to get rid of the other heads. Liam pulled out a dagger and stabbed into the next head. And then using a hook, he caught the monster's thick skin. Liam uses this to pull Akumal up. And finally, the hero cut off the boss's head with a slash of the blade. Akumal was successfully killed. Liam set a new record in the Dark Abyss dungeon. He received a chest with the attributes of a newbie and decided to open it right away. There was a hydra tooth, a sea turtle shell, and hollow tentacles. That was all Liam needed. He took another step closer to the weapon. 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 32 seconds is almost twice as fast as Teacher Low. It looks like no one will be able to set a new record for the next 10 or 20 years. Director Buffett said it's all over. Now the Dark Abyss belongs to Liam. In vain did they think that their achievements were indestructible. Liam left the dungeon. It was time to fulfill his promise to the director. Mr. Buffett said not to worry. Their Manhwa Academy will not go back on its word. He promises to get everything the hero wants within a week. Liam wants the 3 kingdoms of Manhwa Academy. He asked if they dare to bet on them. The teachers have had enough of gambling. If they continue to play with him, they will be left without pants. Director Buffett got angry at the fools. Do they really think they are that weak? According to the rules, you can't refuse to fight for the kingdom. Lawrence made a bet. If Liam could take all of their secret kingdoms, he would double the promised materials. But there is one more condition. Manhwa Academy will merge with Jiang Academy. Anthony Maxwell, the headmaster of Tianhe Academy, read the news. It turns out that Manhwa Academy has lost all of its secret realms. Anthony thinks Lawrence just took advantage of this to merge with Jiang Academy. Teacher Wang burst into Mr. Maxwell's office with bad news. Liam Mo had come to visit them. Anthony asked why he was making such a fuss over a trifle. That meant he was prepared for his arrival. Judging from Liam's performance at Manhua Academy, he is not that simple. He will probably encroach on the Tianhe secret kingdom as well. They won't be able to refuse him this, but they can do everything to make sure that Liam simply can't pass it. At the entrance to Tianhe Academy, Liam was met by a man named Matthew, who is currently on level 22. He is a Qigong master by specialization and would like to fight Liam. Do they really think they can stop the hero? This teacher decided to duel a student, which is illegal. Matthew is level 22. While Liam is only at 18, he needs to be at least at 20 to engage him in a duel. In the conference room, the academy management told the staff to look for Liam Mo's weak points. Matthew told the hero not to blame him. He could only regret going to their academy. The man was about to attack with a thunderous stride, but in just a split second, Liam blocked the blow and threw the teacher back. Matthew is amazed. No one has ever done it like this before. And now, when the man fell to the ground, our hero pounces on him. Liam used the eagle kick. As a result, Teacher Matthew was lying on the ground and bleeding. The boys watched from the window as Liam decided to attack their academy. Apparently, even their teacher was no match for him. But suddenly, Teacher Boone of level 24 appeared at the entrance. I wonder what will happen next. Liam asked if everyone was determined to stop him from entering the secret realm. It looked like they would attack one by one. Teacher Boone tells the hero not to think that he is invincible. Today the man will show true strength. He doesn't believe that after so many battles, he will have the strength left for a secret kingdom. Well, Liam wants to end it all as soon as possible. The hero did not waste time and immediately activated the Tide spell, which allows the player to be stunned for 4 seconds. Then Liam took out a machine gun and shot the poor teacher. The academy leadership watched everything through the screen. They were shocked that their strongest teacher couldn't even defend himself. Liam told the others to come over and not keep them waiting. All the teachers and the academy management are outraged. Liam Moe doesn't take it seriously at all. They decided to all go down. The teachers wouldn't be afraid of some kid. Liam saw the furious looks on the faces of the men who came into the yard. The hero was delighted and then told everyone to line up. The first to attack Liam was a level 27 player, trying to teach him a lesson. It didn't take the hero a second to shoot the guy. Then the levels of the opponents only increased, 32nd, 35th, and 38th, and everyone ended up lying on the ground, exhausted. Principal Maxwell realizes that there are no more teachers below level 38. According to the rules, he can't hold Liam back, but he can't let him take everything away. Anthony thought about maybe taking care of this guy himself, but suddenly he felt as if someone's gaze had pierced him. This is Liam's doing. If Anthony does anything, he will definitely lose his life. Principal Maxwell can no longer interfere with Liam. Otherwise, his status as a principal will be broken. Anthony, forced a smile, clapped his hands and said that the guy had amazing powers and they were surprised by his visit. Mr. Maxwell told Liam to go through. All the newspaper headlines said that Liam Moe had already entered more than 20 academies, occupying about 60 secret realms. Jiang Academy entered the top 3. Probably now everyone realized the difference in their strength, and all thanks to Liam Moe. Mr. Holmes gathered everyone in the conference room to discuss something. They planned to make Liam an honorary director. The professor asked if anyone was against it, but everyone just clapped silently in response. Since there are no objections, they will wait for Liam to return. He's disappeared again. He made such a splash and then disappeared. Liam is currently on the Apocalypse continent on the coast of Lano, killing monsters. Thus, he reached level 20. Passive skills have been greatly improved. Machine gun passive increased the probability of triggering by 5%. Added 5 bullets, damage increased to 50%. And the invulnerability time when using the wave cut increased to 0.4 seconds. More and more opportunities are opening up for Liam. Luckily, he has already collected everything he needs to create a weapon. The hero came to the forge and asked the master if he could learn to forge and create weapons here. The man replied that the tuition fee would be 50 gold coins and for foundry 100 gold coins. Liam was surprised. It used to cost 20, I think. The blacksmith doesn't look greedy. Maybe he spent all his coins on improving production. Is he one of those who is obsessed with making weapons? The man said not to make things up. It was always like that. Let Liam think about himself, whether he needs it. The hero said to forget. It's a pity that the blacksmith will never see the drawing. But the day could have been outstanding. The man became interested, since it was a complex drawing. The blacksmith started to stop Liam as he left. That's how he got caught. The man eagerly asked to look at the drawing. If he gives it, he will definitely help in training. The blacksmith grabbed the blueprint and told Liam that he didn't need to be paid, so be it. The hero could begin. Liam can only create low-quality items at the moment. To reach medium quality, you need 10,000 silver experience. The blacksmith exclaimed that the man who created this drawing was a real genius. He had been working for 30 years but had never achieved such success. Liam will improve this drawing himself. The weapon is capable of combining several others. Ordinary people will not understand the method of its manufacture. Since the blacksmith doesn't understand, it's time for the hero to go. The man fell to his knees and said that he would at least understand the principle of the work. He asks to be allowed to participate in the manufacture of weapons, and regarding the materials, he will give everything for free. Liam has only one copy of the main material. Otherwise, the plans are there and the hero will not refuse help. The blacksmith invited the hero to look at his work. He tried very hard. There was a glove with sharp claws, a silver chest armor, a dark cloak, and troll greaves. The hero put on the whole set. It's good that he didn't make a mistake in choosing a person. The production quality is top-notch. Combat power has increased significantly. Liam is afraid that there has never been a player with 16,000 combat experience points. The quality is good. The blacksmith passed the inspection. A guy named Luke told Mr. Jones that he had collected all the necessary materials and could begin today. Luca is a student at Lanfeng Academy, a level 28 swordsman. Despite the fact that Jones does not like people, he is still considered one of the best masters of the apocalypse. Many are ready to spend big money for his help. Luca also had a hard time. He heard someone yelling at the master about how he could possibly take so much money. Liam asks why the blacksmith can't tell the difference between the forging methods. Jones apologizes. It's the first he's heard of it. When feeding liquid metal, the critical number must be greater than 25000, otherwise there will be problems. Mr. Jones had never heard of this. Luca thought he had misheard. Someone was judging the great master. The guy approached the gentleman and said that it was him. Liam turned to Luca and broke into a smile. The guy was embarrassed that our hero was looking at him so strangely. No, he doesn't remember seeing such a strange look anywhere else. Liam didn't expect to meet Luca here. He is a famous swordsman of the apocalypse who has reached level 98. He is always calm and unperturbed, and was even able to seize control of the island. Luca became famous all over the world. He and the hero became friends even in the real world, talking about everything under the sun. It was Luca who begged for help forging the weapon. The master told him to come another time. Today he was busy. Suddenly Liam remembered that he had not prepared everything yet. Besides, he wanted to see how the blacksmith would handle Luca's weapon. Damn, master didn't think he'd ever get manipulated. But this guy's skills are way above that. Mr. Jones had no other choice and reluctantly agreed. 2 hours later, the blacksmith finished his work. Luca is very happy. Mr. Jones even helped create a level 24 weapon. Amazing. Of course, few can surpass a master in forging. Luca started testing. He thinks there are about 100 points and the speed is high. But it's still strange that Liam decided to help him. You have to be careful with him. Now that Mr. Jones has demonstrated his abilities again, we can get down to the hero's business. The boys finished the umbrella spear late at night. At the moment of completion, such a golden color always radiates. Surprisingly, it is only rank 1. The umbrella spear made of silver has eternal durability. Effect can be changed into several forms: one-handed spear, machine gun, combat spear, and force of law. Base damage is 25% higher than in the previous life. Liam thinks that no one would even think that a level 20 student would walk around with a weapon that deals 150 base damage. Mr. Jones asked if this was the weapon he had helped create. The design was too elegant. Luca is shocked that this is the legendary weapon. It's amazing that it can change so much. Liam tried the shape-shifting to a machine gun first and then a spear. This is an S-class weapon. Now no one can dodge his blows. To unlock all weapon stats, you need to reduce the boss's health bar by 25%. A crowd has gathered at the entrance to the secret kingdom of Swampland. There are several teams, one of which is made up of level 27 members, and the other of level 25 members. You can lower the level. This will make the monster harder to deal with, but the rewards will be better. There's about 10 minutes left. Liam thinks it'll be the same as in his last life. Well, it's still worth preparing. First, the hero will try to transform the elementalist sphere of nothingness, which can be launched at the enemy. Not bad. After converting the sphere into a passive skill, its attributes increased. During the skill cooldown, you can use these 0.3 seconds to deal extra damage. In the meantime, you can use 2 or 3 more passive skills. So it's time for the skill Dazzling Pattern, which reproduces an attack on the enemy for 30 seconds. Liam chose it because it increases critical and physical damage, and it also works well with the Orb of Oblivion. But who would have thought that this skill could also be transformed into a passive one? Now there is no need to launch other skills. If other skills can be transformed in the future, there will be no equal in combat. Suddenly, Liam heard discussions about him. that he came here even at level 20, and he's also a freedom-loving guy. Yeah, no one wants to accompany him. The girl asked to be quiet. Maybe things weren't that simple with him. Suddenly, Luca from Lanfeng University came. He is in the top 10. So young and already at level 28, he can be considered a living legend. And he's also a handsome guy. I wonder if he really came for the secret kingdom. Luca approached the hero, called him God, and called him. Liam said to call him Brother Mo. People are shocked that Luca called that guy a god. The swamp is located deep in the thorny jungle in the northwest of the newcomer area. The difficulty of this world is high. Near the swamp there is another kingdom, Highlands, which is created for players of level 40. According to legend, the formation of these two secret kingdoms is associated with an ancient demigod. God Nurukam is an immortal giant boar covered in thorny vines. In the battle, Nurukam joined his brothers to take part in the destruction of the Burning Legion. His battle with the Lord of the Abyss, Manos, engulfed the entire continent. And despite his subsequent death in battle, sharp thorns, countless other animals and plants emerged from his blood. Eventually, the group of boars gradually came to enlightenment and became faithful followers of Nurukam. Now they eagerly await the day when Nurukam will be reborn, so they carefully guard these lands. Deep in the forest there are two forks. Liam suggests to Luca that they split up. They will choose a path and see who will be the first to deal with the boss. The guy was surprised. How could a level 20 freedom-loving person compete with a level 28 swordsman? The mobs here are also level 26. They also gather in groups of at least 4 creatures. Liam only asked if Luca was afraid. The guy sighed heavily and said that if Liam died, he shouldn't blame him. There are more monsters on the left, so Luca will go there. And suddenly Liam rushed there. The guy wondered whether he was a desperate daredevil or just a fool. Luke immediately encountered 4 monsters on his way. Well, that won't be too difficult. It's time to destroy their formation. Luca wielded his sword expertly and killed the monsters with a few swings. He had already covered 2/3 of the distance in less than 10 minutes. I wonder if Liam will be able to keep up or die. Our hero has also already covered 2/3 of the distance. He wanted to try out his new weapon on the monsters. The machine gun went into action. One shot fires about 50 bullets, dealing up to 170 units of damage. It was worth the effort. It's a really good thing. Meanwhile, Luca continued to use his Ghost Blade technique. Well, he did it in literally 27 minutes. Pretty good. He's much stronger now. The time spent shows that perfectly. He thinks that Brother Mo has already been caught by the monsters. Most likely he is already lying in the grave. A little later, Luca met Liam sitting on a rock. The guy asked why he was there, but the hero just smiled. Nothing. Given Liam's level, it's clear that running away is the best option, so there's no need to be shy about it. Okay, Luke told him to rest, and the rest can be left to him. The guy continued walking, but for some reason there was not a single monster on the way. He was simply shocked when he saw that all the monsters were lying in a heap. Luca ran forward and already encountered about 7 corpses. How did Liam manage to deal with so many monsters at once? Even Luca can't do that. There's no way a level 20 free spirit is stronger than him. And a little further there should be about 27 elite wild boars. Even if they are dead, where are their bodies? Suddenly Liam came up behind me and told me to look up. The bodies of the boars were hung on the sharp thorns of a vine. Luca couldn't even imagine how Brother Mo could kill village level 20 boars all by himself. The guy said he was wrong. Liam is very strong. He asks to tell if it was his doing. The hero replied that it wasn't that hard. Luca could have done it too. He just needed to use his skills. Liam gave the guy some advice, and then suggested that they continue their journey. The plan to develop the strongest character of the future is declared to have begun. Luca fought against a crowd of boars, but could do nothing against the huge monster that jumped on him from behind. Luckily, Liam shot him. The guy's attack speed is 0.2 seconds slower than the hero's. After Luca saw Brother Mo's abilities with his own eyes, he realized that he was still very far from him. Even more shocking is his cold-blooded attitude towards everything that is happening. The huge boar loomed over the boy again. Damn, his skills weren't enough. Liam immediately threw the guy away and blocked the monster. Could this really be the genius swordsman of the last 30 years? Decided to mock Liam with his performance? Luca said that Liam was too strong. Luca killed one monster and his brother, and it took a long time, but he is still far from our hero. Liam suggested to tell why the guy still can't reach the top. Being a warrior, he often ignores the injuries he receives. Thinking that health is not that important, he blindly continues to strike. This disrupts his own rhythm. Luca's strike depends on precision, not speed. That's why he can't get the result he wants. Liam hopes that his knowledge will still be useful to the guy. It seems Luca remembered everything. Timing, sequence of attacks, first calculate everything. Yeah, Liam thinks he's becoming more like the Luca he knows. Suddenly the hero asked the guy if he wanted to become the first swordsman on the continent of Apocalypse. Liam said to learn from him, and then Luca will definitely be able to succeed. The guy extended his hand to the hero and said that he believed. Yes, Luca will become the first swordsman of the Apocalypse, and no one will defeat him. With renewed strength, the boy raised his sword against the monsters. Now he sees the shortcomings. The mob jumps before attacking. The enemy will change its position to attack if Luca does not move. You have to wait until your opponents can no longer change their direction and then dodge. No. Luca waited another 0.2 seconds and struck at the right moment. The guy didn't even expect that he could be so fast. This method of fighting requires careful consideration of all actions. Is Liam really that good? Finally, the hero sees the strongest swordsman of the Apocalypse. Finally, all the monsters were dead. Luca thinks Liam would be a great teacher. The hero replies that the guy achieved results only due to his own talent. A simple coincidence. The next lesson will be the last. Kalga is a great shaman of the Wild Boar clan, possessing a total of 4 basic skills. But the purification technique, which is active for 2 seconds, the restoration technique, the mana technique are considered auxiliary. The goal of Luke's lesson is to try to interrupt his skills. For the rest, you have to rely on Liam. The battle will be fast, so he won't have time to get tired. Kalga's blood will be a great decoration for the hero's spear. Kalga's chest has a high ability to recover. Therefore, attacks from a distance are not suitable for Liam. He must act directly. The hero inflicted wounds on the monster with several daggers. Well, the spear form is the best weapon at the moment, because it not only provides fast strikes, but also helps in dealing dark and blinding damage. Kalga began the restoration, while simultaneously saying that he would destroy the damn human. Now it's Luke's turn. The guy ran at the boss, pierced his rib, thereby interrupting Kalga's recovery. The boss hits himself in the ribs and restores health. Luca is angry. Kalga is interrupted. This is too much. Liam tells him to focus and not miss the next chance. The boys took turns hitting the boss again. Luca struck with a demonic slash and interrupted the boss, but he hit himself in the chest again. This disgusting recovery again. But the demonic slash skill has not yet rolled back. There is only one way left. Luca performed a piercing attack that deals multiple horizontal and vertical strikes in one move. Not bad. The guy is starting to understand. It's time to show the skill of decreasing health units. Liam launched a blinding strike at Kalga. The boss shouted that he couldn't die. He hadn't waited for his master yet. And finally, Liam finished the fight with the final killing blow. Luca is happy. The only enemy is eliminated. He is confident that in the future Brother Mo will achieve great success and even acquire disciples. Luca is still the same as before. Every time the hero killed someone, the guy praised him. If Liam can unite all his friends from the past in the near future, then he will be able to cross the entire continent of Apocalypse again. Luca says, just look at this map. There's the last level, which has a total of 100 elite boars. Once they get to that place, they can say that the task is completed. So far, it's only taken the guys 2 hours and 3 minutes. Luca thinks they'll soon be able to beat the record. Liam asked if the guy was brave enough for something more exciting. If you agree, go ahead. And after these words, the hero kicked Luca down. The guy flew straight into the wild boar's camp. The little goblin was glad that the man had come to save him. Luke quickly grabbed it and ran at the speed of light. A whole horde of boars is running after him. It was too exciting. The guy is about to die. Liam cast an ice block, blocking Luca from the boars. The hero told him to protect the goblin and leave the rest to him. Luca shouts that Liam is crazy. Why make such a fuss? There are about 100 wild boars here. Okay, the guy will sacrifice himself to help the goblin. And so it is. Liam has gathered all the representatives of the boar race around him. He took out a machine gun and began to exterminate. The cannon throws the enemy back a long distance when fired. Can be used for movement. The goblin asked if the boys were here to save him. He doubted they could get out with that many boars. Well, Liam asked to be allowed to show them one thing and changed his weapon to a staff. And after the ball of nothingness began to cast, Luca is constantly convinced that our hero is incredibly cool. The ball of nothingness is accompanied by a large explosion. It lasted for 4 seconds, but the cooldown will now be about 15 seconds. As soon as the ball dissipates, the boars will come running again. What to do then? Liam took out the magic bullets and threw them into the crowd. The ball was about to wear off, and Luca asked what then. The hero said not to hurry. The magic bullets had not shown themselves yet. Luca thought, it's a miracle. Then 2 new balls of nothingness appeared from somewhere. The spheres of nothingness are in effect for too short a time. Ordinary people can only use one of them. But after the passive skill is triggered, the sphere of nothingness changes and can be used several times. All the boars have been burned. The boys are currently in first place. Liam calls for Luca. Many more miracles await them. The system congratulated Liam and Luca on successfully setting the record. The time of completion was 2 hours 14 minutes. The first team beat the second by a whole 37 minutes. Well, we didn't expect anything else from God Luca. Liam's 1000-blade umbrella has been successfully soaked in Boss Kalga's blood. The secret realm has been successfully completed. Since the results reached SS class, the hero receives a treasure chest. Inside was a ghost cloak. Luca opened his chest and got a level 35 shoulder armor. He was shocked that Liam got it. This is the second circle, and also the form of a ghost. Luca said to put it up for no less than 50 million if he decides to sell. The goblin thanked the kind people for saving him. He accidentally revealed the boar's secrets and wrote down the contents in a letter. The goblin told the coordinates where he should be buried. He hopes the heroes will help him complete his mission. The kid thanked him again for his help, left the bundle and disappeared. This is a legendary hidden mission. This is because the goblin had to be freed within 10 minutes. In a normal game, this is impossible. The task requires a lot of effort. The current levels of the guys are not enough. Liam thinks it would be better to issue the challenge a little later. Okay, then Luca said that we need to hurry up with the pumping. The hero said that he would first take the guys somewhere. They found themselves at the entrance to a cave, where they easily destroyed the wall. Liam somehow found out about this place. When they entered, they saw an altar. Luke had only seen such things in picture books. Speaking of which, the altar could be used to steal skills from other specializations. The guy didn't think he'd find this while on level 26. Earlier, during a hidden mission, Liam was given a map, and it showed the way to this place. It turns out he remembered it. Luca was touched that the hero was ready to share such valuable information with him, and said that he loved him. Liam said not to act like that. Let him activate the altar instead. Let's see what valuable skills are there. Luke touched it, and a green light enveloped him. And then the guy acquired the skill of Outburst of Anger. Luca is happy because for a swordsman this is a very good skill. Now he's called Brother Mo. He wants to see what he can get. Of course, players at level 26 can only learn one skill, but what will Liam be capable of? He also touched and understood what was going on. The hero can choose any skill he wants to learn. You can choose from Tombstone, Mountain Destruction, Quantum Bomb, and Destruction. He only has to choose one thing, and Liam decides it will be the Mad Warrior's Quantum Bomb. The bomb creates an explosion that spreads in a 10-meter radius, reduces the enemy's health and equipment durability. Well, that's enough for now. It's safe to say that Liam is now definitely invincible. Later, the hero came to Master Jones again. The blacksmith did not expect that Liam would even be able to set a record. The hero would like to borrow a stove for a few days. He wants to improve his forging to an intermediate level by the entrance exams. Mr. Jones is shocked. He thought the whole time that the guy was in his 3rd year. But Liam only has 4 days. The blacksmith thinks it's better to just practice. The hero has very powerful skills. You wouldn't even think that he's just entering. In addition, reaching the average level requires about 10,000 experience points. Here, even 40 days wouldn't be enough, let alone 4. And then Liam threw stones of Kalga's blood on the table, telling them not to worry. Mr. Jones is shocked. There are at least 50 stones here. He asked how so. Liam replied, he has his own methods. Even though the drop rate of the stones was quite low, the critical hits did their job, and the sphere of nothingness helped a lot. Well, the blacksmith has now given me permission to use the equipment to its full extent. With so many stones, I can do wonders. After some time, Liam finished his masterpiece, as if he were the reincarnation of a great blacksmith. The hero not only forged the first part of the weapon perfectly, but also did a great job with the rest. Mr. Jones doesn't understand how Liam managed it all. He thinks the guy needs to teach him now. 3 days later, Liam successfully reached the intermediate forging rank. The next level requires gaining 100,000 experience points and also achieving recognition. Mr. Jones said that our hero is a real monster. In just 3 days, he not only earned 10,000 experience points, but he also made 46 items out of 50 possible. The newcomer is already 92% closer to final success. Mr. Jones doesn't even want to compare his younger self with Liam. The hero will hand this over to the master. As for the price, let it be at the blacksmith's discretion. As soon as Liam passes the entrance exams, he will immediately return to him. The hero came to the academy. Principal Holmes met him. He thought that Liam had already forgotten about the entrance exams, and the professor, it seems, decided to set up an ambush for him. The hero will find out everything later, but first the director will explain the details of the exam. The venue is a sports ground in the center of Manhwa City, and more than 400,000 students will take part. The Secret Kingdom has a level of 20. There will be about 4 bosses in total. You need to defeat at least 2 of them. The Secret Kingdom was designed specifically for the exam, only 1 attempt to pass. Jang Academy is also on edge today. After all, Liam is their greatest pride. They would like to show him a little surprise. They entered inside, and the hero was met by all the students, led by all the professors. Everyone wished him luck and wished him victory. Before we begin, Director Holmes would like to announce something. After much discussion, they have reached a unanimous decision. Liam Mo was named honorary director of the academy. His colleagues approved the decision. The hero is perplexed. He asked how an ordinary third-year student could become an honorary principal. But he was asked not to be embarrassed. He deserved it. And let him not forget about the teachers in the future. Jang Academy will always be home. No matter what happens, no matter what difficulties Liam gets into, they will always be there. Okay, the hero proudly declared that he would never let Jang Academy down. By the way, Liam had previously refused the quota, so the academy gave it to Kate. The girl timidly asked which of the top 10 universities the hero plans to enroll in. Kate is too shy, so Tom decided to transfer. She fell in love with Liam and wants to go to the same school he does. The hero grabbed Tom by the ear and asked if he had read his recommendations well. The students whisper that Kate's beauty and Liam's strength go well together, the perfect couple. At this inopportune moment, the hero received a call. It was Theo Scott, a member of the standing committee of the Tian High Association. He suggests meeting. The day of the entrance exams arrived and all the students went to Manhwa City. All the way Tom was talking about what a nice girl Kate is and why the hero shouldn't start dating her. But Liam was in his thoughts. He didn't think about them at all last time. He thinks this Theo Scott is the mysterious old man. Liam is afraid he couldn't cope without him. Finally, the bus is parked. The leaders from Manhwa Academy ask why so many cars arrived from Jang Academy. There weren't enough parking spaces, so Jang Academy took over someone else's. Damn, Manhwa Academy is #1 in the province. Sam Smith, the headmaster of Manhwa Academy, said not to make noise. Jang was not informed of the number of his people, and besides, they also took other people's places. Don't they know that parking spaces are allocated exactly as many as the budget allows? And how did the villagers dare to conflict? Suddenly, Theo Scott appeared. It seemed that the leadership of Manhwa Academy was full of energy in the early morning. Everyone started to bustle about and asked why he was there. Theo replied that he had come on personal business. The man extended his hand to Professor Holmes and asked how Liam was doing. Was a member of the standing committee really here to meet the student? But the Jang Academy had always been nothing special, and suddenly Theo became interested in them. Mr. Scott came over to look at their hero. He said Liam looked great. Demon University gave the hero a present here. Hanwoo's leadership cannot understand what Liam did to deserve such an honor from a top university. The hero asked Mr. Scott to thank him there for him. Liam must be bursting with pride right now. Well, Theo will pass on his thanks. Even the committee member is acquainted with our hero. It seems that Jang Academy will be granted even greater favor. The entire commission took their places in the monitoring center. They say that Manhwa Academy was publicly humiliated. The commission members think they have something to look at. The candidates have already passed the test. The screen displayed a rating of the 1,000 most promising. Sam Smith said in his throat that the first 300 of them. He thinks that the more useless people will go further. However, the principal was shocked that his best student, Cole Short, was only in second place. and on the first one was our hero. Sam stood up and shouted that level 20 couldn't have an SS rating. There have never been such students in the northern province. Besides, he has a specialty of freedom-loving. However, the talent is not available. Has he never used it? Sam is not surprised that Mr. Holmes did not stand out. It seems that his student is too arrogant and will let him down. Meanwhile, all the candidates have gathered in the arena. The exam will take place in the secret kingdom of Nomorigan. There will be 4 bosses in total. You need to kill at least 2 to successfully pass the exam. The transfer has begun. Today's results will determine the limit. This time, Liam will have to demonstrate his true strength. This is the only way to achieve status in the future. He doesn't want to lose everything again. He doesn't want to ask the old man for help again. We need to get stronger. It's time to take action. Liam can upgrade the secret realm in the Blue Star system. He can also only use 1 power-up. Luckily, the hero has upgraded all his skills in advance, so there is a choice. It would be better to take the basic growth. Now he has access to 5 main attributes. Attack speed as well as movement speed is increased. Liam's scorecard has changed. He is the first student in the country's history to receive an SSS grade. Morrigan is a former city of wonders, a place where the most high-tech items were invented. Now it's contaminated with radiation, leaving only mutated monsters and out-of-control technology. The candidates have been teleported to the entrance of Morrigan's underground palace. The exam begins. At the end is the first boss. The stairs are full of mutant mice the size of wolves. Well, Liam should have cleared them out on his way down the steps, but he doesn't want to waste time. Liam opened his umbrella, jumped down, and asked the system to hide his gear. Below, creepy, sticky tentacles were already waiting for him. It was the hero's old friend, an elite monster called Sticky Sludge. This sticky mess is much stronger than the previous one. Not only has its level doubled, but its hit points have also increased by 500. But today will be different. Liam has at least a 50% chance of winning. He took up the machine gun. The hero only needed 1 shot to deal with the sticky mess. In the assembly hall, the commission discussed that the results were quite good. But the results can only be summed up if the secret kingdom is successfully completed. At the moment, only a quarter of all participants are showing success. Suddenly, one man screamed that he couldn't believe his eyes. Liam had destroyed the sticky mess, although only a couple of minutes had passed. It's even interesting how he managed it. It's a pity that you can't watch it in replay. Well, it's too early to draw conclusions. Are you sure Liam is okay? What normal person would throw themselves at this pile of robots? These robots are not as simple as they may seem. They drop bombs towards the enemy. Even if the guy is level 20, he will hardly be able to defeat them. Apparently, SSS Rank Disciple is not just words. Liam has a good buff, an incredible ability. Not a single bomb managed to hit the hero. He must be predicting the future. Here he is, a man who has achieved SSS rank. But very soon the second boss will appear. Liam is sick. He escaped from 100 robots at once. Now he will be attacked from all sides. Professor Holmes is looking forward to seeing his student's plan. Liam was attacked by a stun gun, a level 20 elite monster. The hero jumped on top of the monster and shocked it with electricity. The robot started dropping bombs. It was time for the killing. Liam swapped his weapon for a staff and fled. And then he used the new skill Nearby Mountain, which allows you to defeat enemies with unimaginable force. A powerful explosion occurred in the cave. Liam used only 2 weak skills, but the boss and 100 mobs fell. Absolute genius. At last, the commission got to see the genius of the last 100 years. There is still hope for the country's prosperity. Sam stood up and suggested that the main screens be switched to Liam, and the small one would have other candidates. Everyone agrees that Liam's actions should be monitored more closely. The head teacher of the academy, Han-Woo, is very angry. The glory should have belonged to the members of his academy, but some bastard deprived him of this opportunity. However, now Liam has hundreds of eyes watching him. He has no room for error. Let's see how he copes further. The hero encountered a group attacker, a superb killing machine named Morrigan. If he can beat him, he will have the opportunity to enter any of the top 10 universities. The reason why he gets such a cool opportunity after being killed is because of his skills. The attacker resets his energy every 5 seconds, dealing 5% physical damage to enemies within 50 meters. In just 1 minute, the enemy will lose about 60% of their life points. As for Liam, this group attacker is nothing more than a bug. The hero slid in and grabbed the robot. The audience doesn't understand what's wrong with this guy. It seems like he doesn't even want to use basic knowledge about the monster. The head teacher laughed. That's what abilities are. However, if you look at Liam's condition, he is not hurt at all. The monster's skills had no effect on him at all. No, did this guy really understand the course of action in 0.1 seconds? When certain skills are activated, an invincibility time is applied. But since the time given is extremely short, almost no one manages to use it. While you are in the invincibility time, you gain immunity to all damage. Each awakened specialization has a specific skill. Is that why Liam chose freedom-loving? He used an arc attack that deals heavy damage to enemies within a 3-meter radius. Then the hero struck the robot straight in the chest with a spear. Now it's time for the 5-second boost. At this point, Liam changed his weapon to a long sword. It looks like a martial art of some unique rank. Our hero is only level 20, and he already has such a weapon. Someone even suggested that the hero was working undercover, and the monster's attacks don't work on him. It became clear that Liam had taken advantage of his instant invulnerability. Given his precision in his attacks and ability to predict, he'll take care of it in one hit. It is no surprise that his rating level is SSS. Well, it's time to wrap it up. Liam launched a sneak attack. He completed the journey in just 24 minutes. The previous record was 2 hours and 31 minutes. Well, if this guy can become a battle mage, great things await him in the future, and his instant invincibility will help him a lot. Theo has a feeling that Liam will soon take a completely different path. Perhaps the freedom-loving specialization will become more popular. Mechanical Moni Yori is the final boss. He is the strongest not only due to his level 24, but also due to his health amount of 6,000 units. More importantly, he can summon other monsters and their numbers never stop increasing. To defeat the boss, you need to hit him and his minions at the same time. If you show even a little carelessness, you will immediately be sucked into the crowd. That's why this level is considered impossible. Others failed, but Liam is different. He only needs 2 minutes. The hero began a multi-summoning. Summons of elf, counterattackers, mages, puppets, and many traps. Now Liam is accompanied by a real army to block the entrance to the mobs, and then deal with the boss. Liam began to cast various spells. She said that she would decide the outcome of the battle in just a couple of minutes, but already 2 minutes had been spent on calls. Okay, time to begin. The hero took out a machine gun. He took aim and fired exactly at all of the boss's subjects. And then in a second, he dealt with this impossible mob. But let's look at Manhwa Academy's Cole, who's in second place. He seems to be on a roll. He has already won the second one, and it took him only half an hour. He thinks that this year the champion's place is his. But suddenly a notification came that Liam had successfully passed the exam and became the provincial champion. The test took him only 30 minutes. Cole can't believe it. He fell to the ground in despair. The next genius of Manhwa Academy, who was ranked 6th, was also stunned. Because he was distracted by the notification, the test ended early for him, and Kate tried her best to keep up with her comrade. Tom was happy for his friend who had performed a miracle again. It seemed that now their academy would become famous. The audience was delighted with the new star. The girls were crazy and dreamed of at least communicating with him. Academy Director Hanu was given bad news. Many of Liam's fans chose to transfer to his academy. The man was beside himself with anger, but Theo tried to somehow smooth things over. God bless their country. Theo says Liam is a true divine messenger. Jiang Academy finally taught Manhwa Academy a lesson. Mr. Holmes stood up and said that sometimes trumps could change the course of the game at the last moment. Well, thanks to the timely summoned creatures, Liam managed to achieve victory even in such a difficult kingdom. The reward was again a chest. The hero did not expect that the experience gained in the secret kingdom would be so high. Just a 20-level kingdom can reward you with a chest of diamond treasures. Let's see what's inside. Liam received a S-rank skill book, basic attack speed. Due to the restrictions of the specialization, he can only read books from the academy. Who would have thought that there would be an opportunity to get a book of rank S right away? The effect of increasing attack speed compensates for low agility. The so-called agility cap. This means that as agility increases, the attack speed value decreases. But a book with its own technique will help you not to lose it. What a useful thing. Liam's attack speed is superior to anyone else at his level, even faster than someone at level 30. There is one last hidden reward left. Liam took a flask of holy water and started pouring it on the boss's head. If he remembers correctly, a mask might fall off. And that's what happened. The hero received a leprosy mask. By putting it on, you can change your appearance, height, and weight. Great. All the awards have been received. The next step is admission. The screen showed a congratulatory message from Liam on his victory. And finally, he himself returned from the Secret Kingdom. The crowd began to congratulate the new champion. He deserves to be called a man born once in 1,000 years. The country needs a strong man like him. Let him help overcome all obstacles and make the country famous. All the teachers and students hope he continues in the same spirit. So it turns out, these are people from the government who want to make Liam look like a patriot. If monsters were to overtake the country in the future, would he have to fight fiercely while gritting his teeth? What a horror. Well, the hero suggested giving the floor to the teachers who raised him. The government people asked Liam if he understood what they wanted from him. The hero replied that it was nothing special, but he just wants to meet his teammates who will fight side by side with him in the future. Liam knows that no one will ask his opinion because everything is done for the good of the country, but he needs like-minded people who will go with him to the battlefield. Since all the teachers are so happy about the victory, maybe they will help the hero in further battles. The men timidly replied that their powers were not that great and that they simply said it. What careless words. Well, if we follow their logic, Liam is just a student, and they are teachers of the 30s and 40s. Are they really that weak that they think a student is more powerful than themselves? Isn't Sia their homeland? Or maybe there are some hidden motives. They want to use Liam for their own purposes and make him cannon fodder. The students supported this by saying they would report them. Sam intervened, saying there was no need. Now he will deal with them on behalf of the education department. All 6 will be dismissed from their positions, and the rating of the academy where they worked will be lowered to 2 stars for the next 5 years. Theo said Liam's work was good, not only outstanding talent, but also intelligence. Theo hopes Sam can set up a conference room for them. There's something he needs to discuss with Liam alone, so they retired to the office for a cup of coffee. Mr. Scott asked if the guy knew the top management. It looks like it's serious, but Liam is also curious about who the old man was. The hero said that he actually met one man, but he was not sure about his identity. He happened to meet him while fishing. At that moment, Theo felt as if he had been struck by electricity. Liam placed the ring the old man had given him on the table. Theo said in shock that the guy had received a gift from Elder Howe. Among the top management, there is only one person with this surname. The only battle mage who has the 4th rank. Stands at the top of the Sia country. He is level 75 and his name is Shoma Howe. Despite his fighting strength, Elder Howe has a strange personality and never makes friends. Liam is just an ordinary student. How did he manage to win his favor? In any case, there is nothing to worry about. Theo cannot reveal information about his identity. He can only say one thing. He is the most powerful man in the country. Theo advises to wear the ring he gave you. It can be very helpful in the future. The news was about the absolute champion from Jiang Academy. Their teachers and students won a brilliant victory. The class teachers and representatives of the association greeted each other personally. There are a lot of cars at the entrance of Jiang Academy. Today, people came to see the academy and later enroll. 300 of the best students are eligible to join. Judging by the logo, representatives from 16 of the country's 30 best universities have come here. Now the 5th best university has arrived. They want to welcome Liam. And where will he want to study? Mr. Holmes gathered everyone in the conference room and introduced himself. The big screen shows information about the best students. They can choose the student they like through the panel next to it. And then Mr. Holmes organizes an interview. The teachers are shocked. Liam has over 20,000 units of combat power. The headmaster of the Demon Academy, Sheldon Myers, had never seen anything like it. When Liam was only in 10th grade, he could already handle half of their students. He has the fighting spirit. And his biography is clean. Even if Sheldon can't recruit him, at least it's worth getting rid of all the past misunderstandings. Luca told his director to pay attention to this guy. No wonder he was so impressed with Liam. Half an hour passed. Every academy director dreamed of taking Liam to their place. It was time to start voting. In 5 minutes, students will be coming in one by one. Liam's situation is special, so everyone wants to talk to him. Since everyone is so enthusiastic, Mr. Holmes suggests not to focus on him alone. The directors suggest holding public negotiations right away, otherwise 16 negotiations with Liam alone is no good. Demon Academy agrees. Sheldon said that Liam, a genius, deserves change for his sake. Lantian University also agrees. They propose to hold an open interview. 2 top 10 universities immediately rebelled. If the others refuse, they will not be able to bear the consequences. Okay, everyone wanted to take a look at the SS rank holder, so they agreed. Mr. Lin reported that the results have arrived. Their Zhang Academy has 28 applicants. The admission rate has exceeded 60%. Kate entered Beijing University. Mr. Holmes didn't even notice when their students became so amazing. There are 4 people who entered Lantian University and 6 who entered Demon Academy. It seems like they are also fighting for Liam. Let's see what he chooses. 16 universities are applying for him. Mr. Holmes won't be able to help here. Liam appeared before the directors of many universities. Regardless of his choice, from this moment on, his reputation will skyrocket. Sheldon, the director of the Demon Academy, introduced himself. There had been a misunderstanding earlier, and he hopes Liam doesn't hold a grudge. So this is who Leslie Stewart works for. It looks like the Demon Academy is going to put an end to the feuds. A representative from Lantian University said that Liam had a friend studying at their academy who highly recommended him. Did that bastard Luca really say something to him? The directors started interrupting and shouting over each other. They asked that decisions not be made based solely on attitudes toward the university or its members. Liam noticed a representative of the Oracle Academy at the edge. The hero didn't expect that even they would stoop to such a level, so everyone is here. The representative of Qingbei Academy proposes to start the meeting. There are 16 academies here, and each of them wants Liam to enter. The man asks to say for what purpose he chose the specialization of the free-spirited. Liam replied, "To lead the apocalypse." The directors gasped, "That's too arrogant." His youthful maximalism is surprising, but one needs to be more realistic. Since Liam is so confident in himself, then let him answer how he plans to achieve leadership in the apocalypse. Even with his strength, the free spirits have their limits. This is the main reason why most people don't dare to bet directly on Liam. The hero said that if someone considers freedom-loving people weak, they can check it themselves. Mr. Zheng, the representative of Bingshui Academy, agreed and stood up. He was irritated by the persistent guy. If Liam could defeat him, a level 50 ice mage, then he would not only take back all his words, but also show respect. Okay, since both sides have agreed on everything, then the battle can begin. Mr. Zheng had lowered his power to level 21, so Liam shouldn't think he was trying to make fun of him. Today, the man will show him the difference in strength between the same levels. Elder Zheng is quite strong. His speed and skill are amazing. But is it too much to show off your strength to a student? But why not teach Liam a lesson for being so cheeky? Mr. Zheng threw ice shards at him. The hero was surprised that was all. Then Liam will show you what real speed is. He shot the men with a machine gun, and then he asked if there was anyone else. Liam showed incredible speed of fire, and the weapon in his hands turned out to be unique. Now Sheldon understands what Chris and the others were going through. And the representative of Lantian is unhappy that Luca did not mention this guy's strength. Mr. Zheng's defeat is simply terrible. The directors immediately stood up and began offering Liam various favorable terms. Each one outdid the last. Elder Wang, the representative of Langqian, offered access to an entire library of A-rank books for joining them. It's mind-boggling. Sheldon is shocked at how clever everyone is. Mr. Chen is the only one who has not spoken out, so he is asked to put forward his conditions. The man said that their Oracle Academy would grant Liam access to the secret realm, as well as help in strengthening. Others were surprised that this was all. Power in a secret kingdom is too insignificant a luxury. Who would accept such conditions? Well, unlike the others, none of these books make much sense to Liam. But the secret realm of the Oracle Academy is just what he needs. Quite a good offer. The hero realized that all the representatives were very serious. But he also has his own thoughts on this matter. Mr. Chen understands that compared to these academies, his Oracle Academy is nothing. And suddenly, to everyone's surprise, Liam announced that he chose her. Mr. Chen flinched in shock. Later, Liam came to see Smith Jones. He asked why the provincial champion chose the worst academy. Mr. Jones was angry. The hero asked him not to worry, everything was fine, better to get down to business. Liam asked how much gear Liam had sold recently. Mr. Jones doesn't think it's worth discussing. He sold 46 pieces of equipment for 920 gold. The blacksmith asked what the boy would do next. After all, there was still time. Liam wants to go to Duanlei and sort out some business along the way. That means it's about a 3-day drive. Yes, Mr. Jones agrees that sometimes it is worthwhile to look at the outside world too. The blacksmith handed Liam a token, saying that it might come in handy. When Mr. Jones gave the token, he seemed to suspect something. The hero thinks that this token is not simple. Excluding the 120 gold coins he left with the blacksmith, he now has 933 coins in his account. Now Liam needs to purchase additional materials. By the way, he has a map from Leslie Stewart. It might come in handy too. Okay, time to continue on my way. Before leaving the newbie village, I had to spend a lot of money to master the following skills: pill collection and processing, mineral extraction, leather summoning and processing. Over the past 8 days, Liam has been doing nothing but hunting and gathering the necessary materials, so the above skills have reached 90% experience. Liam holds the skin of the lion. At this rate, by the time he arrives at Duanlei, all the basic skills will have reached their peak. Suddenly, the hero heard the voice of Mozgis, a very rare boss in the apocalypse. Despite its level 27, the blood volume reaches 8,000 units. It is quite difficult for ordinary players to defeat this monster. But if you hit him even once, there's a high chance his level will jump to 40. Luck will be needed today. Another girl's voice was heard asking why it was so difficult to cope with him. Looks like there's already someone here. The mage girl Sophie was able to touch Mozgis, but she can't kill him. No, her stamina is definitely not enough. She needs to run. Sophie runs and shouts at the freak not to come near. She used blinding light on the boss. Mozgis stopped for a moment. Now it was time to strike the meteorite. Despite Sophie being level 24, her attack power is still higher than Liam's. Amazing abilities, very impressive, but unfortunately she can't kill Mozgis. The boss caused an earthquake, and then he took a swing at the girl. She resigned herself to the fact that this was the end. Liam immediately stopped Mozgis's huge hand, and then he used a combination of his skills, finally killed the monster and reached level 22. Sophie said with a pleasant smile that he was strong. The hero received the Staff of Consonance. This is a fairly rare and valuable weapon, an early option for increasing the rank of abilities. It's usually given to the mage specialization. Even though Liam himself can't use it, it can at least be sold. Sophie asked how he got such strength if he was only level 22. Even she, at 24, couldn't kill Mozgis. The girl thought it was her lucky day, since she finally met a rare boss, but it turned out that she couldn't defeat him. Liam said that her talents provide high attack speed. At a conservative estimate, it is above 38%. Sophie is shocked that he knows. Her talent is high attack speed of SS level, which can reach 40%. But Liam added that her ability was still very weak, but her close combat techniques were very good. The tactics were not bad, but she doesn't quite understand the nature of her powers yet. Sophie is shocked. The freedom-loving one understands the mage's close combat. Liam left the girl to defeat the rest of the monsters. Sophie is delighted. He is a real connoisseur of magicians. She only had to watch him to realize that new abilities had appeared. Well, Duanlei is ahead, Liamu is there. Sophie introduced herself and thanked him for his help. In response, the hero only coughed. The girl became embarrassed and screamed that she hated it. The sky turned red. The blood moon crossed the horizon, and Duanlei City was being overtaken by monsters. The monsters will be here in 5 minutes. They are asking for countermeasures. Sophie started crying. She thought today would be a good day. Well, that's it. You'll have to face monsters too. But Duanlei is still a long way off. There's time to retreat. Liam said that monsters are generally divided into 3 levels: small, medium, and large. Duanlei is a small city. There shouldn't be any strong monsters there. They'll check if there's a secluded spot nearby. In the distance, Liam saw a hole, picked up Sophie, and put her on his back. She screamed, asking what the idiot was doing. The hero replied that he was saving her life. Liam put his hands on the indecent place and jerked away to Sophie's screams. The girl is very flattered that the guy really saves her. She feels so good. Sophie offered to help Liam. 2 would deal with the monsters faster anyway. Liam thinks she should sit tight and keep her head down. It'll only affect the speed at which he draws his sword. Sophie started kicking. Oh my God, was she a demon? What was she supposed to do now? They ran to the hole. Liam lowered her and told her to hurry in that direction. And he told her not to worry about himself. He can handle it himself. The hero asked her to hurry to buy her time. Sophie doesn't understand. How can a level 22 freedom-loving person kill all the monsters? Does he really want to save her by sacrificing himself? But they had only just met. Sophie suddenly caught up with Liam and stood in front of him. She pounced on him, and together they fell into the depths of the pit. Liam doesn't understand what's wrong with her. If they keep falling, they'll die. The hero grabbed the walls with his feet and hands. Sophie is glad they are saved. And then she, dumbfounded, told Liam to take control of his lower body and stop poking her. There was a roar. Sophie said not to talk to her about it after it was over. By the way, she still doesn't know his name. Liam introduced himself. The girl asked why he was following her. Gives 3 seconds to answer. Real devil, why so many questions? Liam hesitated, then replied that he just wanted to see her abilities. Sophie realized that this was not what he meant. Damn, the monster has been raging for too long. The hero won't be able to withstand her questions for long. With the help of a harpoon, the boys climbed out of the hole. Sophie tore all her clothes and demanded that he turn away. God, when did she do that? Liam replied that it was okay. He would help her change her clothes. He took out a piece of leather. His leather processing skills are still lacking, so this is all he can offer. Sophie took the cape and told her to leave and not to try to spy. After a couple of minutes, the girl finally came out. She was wearing a top and a short leather skirt. Sophie said Liam did it all on purpose. Okay, not on purpose, but why didn't you give the cape away earlier? Men are the worst creatures on the planet. Mom always told Sophie that there wasn't a single good guy in the world, and she was right. Poor Dad. They reached Duanle City, and the girl asked what next. Liam needs to go to the auction. Sophie offered to take him. She knows the place well. Okay, they'll go together. The hero will compensate for the cost of the clothes. Sophie was delighted, took his hand and led him. But she said that her clothes were not cheap. And Liam doesn't look like a rich person. I hope he doesn't run away. The hero said he won't run away, so he doesn't have to worry. Sophie can choose whatever she wants. They entered a large, luxurious clothing store. The saleswoman reluctantly greeted them. She wondered where these poor people came from. Damn, he'd just be wasting his time. Sophie picked up a long floral dress and asked if it suited her. The woman demanded to try them on carefully. Their clothes are very expensive. If they tear, the full cost will have to be reimbursed. Sophie looked at the tag and it said 35 gold. Now she has almost 150 gold. Okay, she suggested going to a cheaper store. But Liam said it was okay, and if he liked it, he would pay. He asked if there was anything else he liked. Sophie whispered that it was very expensive. Maybe Liam didn't realize it said gold coins, not silver. He said again that everything was fine, and he threw a bag of gold coins onto the saleswoman's table. The woman immediately became kinder and offered to show Sophie the new collection. She ended up choosing a very pretty black and orange dress with a cape. Both items cost about 40 gold coins. The saleswoman was so careless. If she had behaved more respectfully, perhaps more outfits would have been chosen. Suddenly, Liam grabbed the dress and told the woman to take her time. He wanted to look at the quality. The quality of the items leaves much to be desired. Considering the price, they could have tried harder and made something worthwhile. What kind of unprofessionalism is this? The saleswoman asked me not to say stupid things. Their store has been open for over 20 years and no one has complained yet. Stop slandering. In that case, Liam said to call the owner. He will demonstrate how to sew clothes. And the client is not an easy one. A stately woman came up and introduced herself as the owner of this store and clothing studio. Liam said that the ratio of material in her products must be 50% silk, 40% leather, and 10% wool. Why put such a price on a product of terrible quality? What's worse is that even the sewing is crooked. The color is also duller than it should be. The owner is shocked that such an inconspicuous guy saw this. Sophie wonders if there is anything Liam doesn't know. Damn, looks like the woman ran into a real pro. If others find out about this, the store will close. She apologized for her ignorance. She admitted that they had missed a couple of defective items. The woman asked the gentleman not to spread this information. She will issue compensation. Sophie added that her employee had just been looking at them with disdain. The owner hit her and indignantly asked how she dared to behave like that with customers. As of today, she no longer works here. Let her get lost. The owner told Liam to take whatever he wanted from the store. She also gave him a small gift as an apology. The hero has recently developed the relevant skills, so he understands such matters. Sophie immediately found herself running around the store and picking up a whole bunch of things. The owner thought that this girl was too heartless and was about to empty her store. Sophie bought 8 outfits. This woman gave Liam 300 coins for his silence. She spent quite a bit. Now the hero's capital has reached the sum of 1070 gold coins. He thinks he can be considered one of the richest on the continent. Sophie remembered that Liam was going to the auction, grabbed his hand and led him to show him the way. The hero didn't think that the auction building would be cooler than the one in his past life. "Come on," Sophie said it was just a small building. But when she first came here, the reaction was the same. She led Liam inside. Sophie asked at the reception when the auction would take place and placed a silver VIP card on the table. The woman said the auction would be in 10 minutes. They had one last luxury room left and she would register it in Sophie's name. Liam had long ago guessed that this girl was not as simple as she seemed. She even had a silver card, and it was given mainly to elders. Great, the hero doesn't have to show his hand. 3 guys walk into the building and ask if there are any luxury rooms left. The manager apologized, but the esteemed guest just happened to be seated last. She is a silver card holder. The guy snorted that the silver card was considered VIP. He threw down 3 gold cards and said to look at this color. The manager apologized to Sophie, and he would prepare a regular room for her. But she saw Liam shake his head and the girl quieted down. Those guys laughed, saying that they almost spoiled the fun. Sophie is outraged because they came earlier, and at the reception they promised to give them the room. Why not put those guys' brains in place? Liam said that everything was fine and to leave them. They went to a simple room and the hero calmed Sophie down. It's just the beginning. But they don't know anything about those guys yet. It looks like Liam has something in mind. According to his observations, one of them is Matthew Davis, a level 26 elementalist. With this information, it won't be difficult to find them. Liam looked at the ring and said he would show the boys the difference. Sophie is shocked by how much good stuff he has. She has never seen this kind of ore. So Manga, the host of this auction, greeted everyone. He began to introduce today's lot number 1, 10 Lanxi grass roots. It is considered an indispensable material for elevating the leaf element. The starting price is 2 gold coins. The bet had to be raised by at least 20 silver. Matthew decided he needed it. Wang Ga congratulated VIP number 414 on purchasing 10 Lanxi grass roots for 15 gold coins. For each root about 1.5 gold. After all, under normal conditions, it is not easy to get 10 at once. The next lot is Lanxi grass again, but this time 46 roots at once. The starting price is 4.6 gold coins. People started to hurry. 46 roots in total were sold cheaper than 10 roots. Matthew decided that he would buy this grass too. It was time to look at the doomed faces of the guests. However, the seller refused to sell him and asked him to wait for the next lot. Matthew is shocked. Someone is playing against him. Bidder number 782 took the lot for 60 gold coins. Matthew is furious because this is a very low price. Liam found out those guys are in room 414. The first time he sent the Lanxi herb there, but now he has restricted access to the buyer with the last name Davis. And number 414 was just unable to purchase the goods due to restrictions, from which we can conclude that this elementalist is located there. Sophie is amazed at Liam's intelligence, which means he started to introduce restrictions on purpose. Matthew is probably furious right now. Lot after lot, the guy received the same notice of refusal to sell. He doesn't understand what is required of him. Matthew told his friends to find this damn salesman. He wants to see what kind of daredevil he is. Van Gogh has announced the last lot in this round. I am very happy to see this particular piece at auction. The Staff of Consonance. Adds attributes to spirit and constitution, and also reduces damage taken by 50 units at once. Starting price is 100 gold. Matthew couldn't even dream of such a thing. He simply had to buy it. After all, no one else would interfere. However, he was again banned because Mr. Davis must raise the bid by at least 100 gold. Matthew trashed the entire VIP room out of rage. The seller wants him to spend 10 times more than usual. Someone is cruelly bullying him. In this case, the guy will not back down. Everyone will understand that Matthew has no problems with money. He bought the Staff of Consonance for 840 gold coins. The guy breathed a sigh of relief. He didn't think he'd spend all his savings on one weapon. If you add up all the purchases and sales, Liam's net profit is 2660 gold. Not bad. The manager entered the hero's room and said that someone was looking for him. Matthew spent his own money, but since there is no other way out, let him not blame for what happened. Matthew came up and asked if Liam had thrown restrictions at him. The hero replied that he had. The guys shout that our hero doesn't even know who Mr. Davis is, how he even had the courage. Liam knows everything. Matthew Davis is a real hypocrite. What other questions can there be? Matthew is furious and suggests a fight. They went out into the courtyard of the auction house. Matthew said the bastard did it himself. It would be the biggest mistake of his life. He has an epic weapon. The freedom lovers are a full 4 levels below their opponent. Hasn't the winner already been decided? Matthew plans to deal with Liam with his own staff. But in a split second, our hero was behind and kicked the guy. Damn, Matthew wasn't getting away. Liam grabbed his staff and hit the guy with fire. He could have dealt with him in just one blow, but he still put on a show. Is Liam's true goal to take the staff? Matthew will have a long recovery from such an injury. Sophie didn't expect anything else from the guy she liked, a real man. She thinks that after such attacks, Matthew will not only lose his equipment, but also drop to level 4. The staff of consonance is about to break. If you enjoy suffering so much, let the guy do it to the end. Liam hit Matthew with a blinding blast, and he fell to the ground with a thud. The hero took out and showed his black exchange card. Matthew managed to see it and then lost consciousness. People had never heard of black cards. It turns out that she comes right after the red one. Finally, people recognize the champion from the province, Liam Mo, nicknamed the demonic freedom-loving. It is said that his potential is estimated at SSS rank. It is no wonder that he surpassed his opponent. He surpasses his peers not only in strength, but also in influence. He must be the greatest man in the country. Sophie angrily asked why Liam hadn't shown his card earlier. The hero apologized and patted her on the head. He just wanted Matthew to take the bait. Sophie was embarrassed. People are looking at them. Next time she asked to be more careful, but today she will let go. The auction manager apologized. He didn't know about Liam's status. He would really like the hero to accept a small gift. The man let his guard down and insulted such a great man. It looks like it won't end well. He gave Liam the scales of the sun and moon demon. Looks like the hero is lucky today. Great material. Today's incident was because of Matthew. Well, Liam has a short list here. The hero handed the manager a list and asked him to warn him if anyone was going to sell these materials. Sophie walked silently and was clearly unhappy. Liam asked what was wrong. The girl was going home for a short while. She asked if he would miss her. Liam hesitated, then said sure. Sophie said not for long and gave him a kiss on the cheek as a reward. She demanded not to think about other girls while she was away. What the hell? It's been a while. Liam brewed hundreds of bottles of potions. With 80% extra experience, he managed to complete the novice level in just one day. It was not in vain that he spent about 400 gold coins at the time. It just so happened that he used all the potions along the way, so he needed to create new ones. Isa is a small town inhabited by elite monsters of level 25. But at nightfall, the monsters become 5 times stronger than during the day. And since there are no ordinary players here, they will become his prey. The night of killings officially begins. Liam started summoning elves, contract mobs, summoning a mage, and summoning a puppet. They have only one task, to draw all the monsters into battle. So all the summoned creatures set to work luring the monsters. Liam said to head to the central square. All the monsters should be there. He'll be there soon too. The hero lured all the monsters out of the building, and then he caught it in a net and took it with him. Liam put on his running shoes and started running as fast as he could. The speed potion also gave him a boost. The familiars also finished their work. Soon all the monsters will be in the central square. The hero activated the ice wall and then climbed to the top of the building using a grappling hook. Liam dropped a quantum bomb on the horde of monsters, killing everyone within a 10-meter radius. It looks like the quantum bomb is a real weapon of mass destruction. Once it reaches level 30, it will become more destructive. Great skill. Now Liam's level will increase to 40. And now that everyone is here, it's time to get started. Liam created a new quantum bomb, raising its level. In just one evening, the hero reached level 25. After adding bonuses from equipment, the strength attribute is almost equal to agility. He thinks he can at least double his stats by level 30. He'll have to report back in 4 days. I should continue my practice in leather goods. The hero created an exquisite hat from wolfskin. Phew, he was damn tired these 3 days, but at least he had gained enough experience. If it weren't for tomorrow's lesson, he would be able to rest. At the library, Liam was given a book on intermediate-level leatherworking. The hero was approached by the head of the Duanli City Association. He said Liam had improved his skills quite quickly considering his young age. Amazing skill. The visitors froze. There are 2 stars in the library, and Liam is not only a real specialist in combat, but also develops talents quickly. The hero apologized and asked the man who he was. The man introduced himself as Klaus Brock, head of the Duanli City Association. He has already been told about Liam's abilities, so I would like to invite him to join their association. The hero apologized, but he was not interested. Klaus asked not to refuse so quickly. He offers to take the position of a permanent member of parliament. This is the 3rd level from the top. Before it, there are only the head and elders. Liam will also get a 15% discount in all stores. The hero didn't have such an opportunity in his past life. He thinks he shouldn't miss it. Liam apologized and repeated that he wasn't interested. Klaus thought the boy knew little about the status and powers of a member of parliament. Liam said there aren't enough seats in parliament. People around him think he's taking on too much. What bold words, but that's the extent of what Klaus can offer given his 2 developed skills. But apparently there's nothing left. Oh, Klaus was wrong. This Liam is too arrogant, constantly trying to grab the star from the sky. But who said Liam only had 2 skills? And then Mr. Brock stopped. Klaus asked to repeat. If Liam has developed 3 skills, the man will give him the position of elder. All stores will have a lifetime discount of 20%. Well, that's not bad. Liam didn't think it would be that surprising. The hero showed that the mid-rank skill book was empty, so the hero really learned it. Klaus doesn't understand how this is even possible. Even he hasn't achieved this. Where does the guy get so much energy from? The man suggested discussing it. He didn't think that someone at such a young age could surpass him in developing skills. In front is the association building. Klaus will give a badge. In the future, Liam will be given a big discount in all stores. The hero asked what kind of relationship Klaus has with the Kuznetsov Association. This association is not connected with theirs, and generally prefers not to enter into close contact, and their requirements are quite high. Unfortunately, his association does not have forging masters, so it cannot be compared with blacksmiths. Klaus thought maybe Liam could help. The man brought the hero to the association's headquarters, to the conference room. The head of Brock was asked who it was. Klaus announced that he was here today to deliver some amazing news. In front of them was Liam Mo, this year's entrance exam champion. From today onwards, he will be an elder. The elder herbalist said that this was too much, despite any talent. Another elder added that their association is famous for its strict system of selecting members. If Klaus makes Liam an elder, he's afraid they'll be laughed at. They'll be the laughing stock of the entire town. It's no wonder the Forging Association doesn't cooperate with them. Liam asked if they were sure his details weren't right for them. The herbalist told the brat to know his place. If he could pass their test, he would never dare say another word against them. And if he can't handle it, he'll get out of here. Liam agreed and suggested making bets. The herbalist decided that this was a good offer and promised a large reward for passing the test. Well, Liam should tell us about his skills. He is currently studying herbalism, harvesting, forging, and 6 more ways to make leather items. Moreover, he has already developed all of them to the middle rank. The herbalist opened his mouth in shock. He was indignant that Chief Brock had not told him earlier. Klaus replied that the boy wanted to tell him himself. So Liam asked if there was anything bothering the elders. Time is running out. We need to be more proactive. The hero proposed a game of 7 battles where you need to win 4 victories. Klaus thinks that's not bad. Not only will it save time, it won't cause any problems. But first, Liam needs to answer some questions. He was asked what the difference was between soft and hard iron, and whether it was possible to determine the type of leather just by looking at the cut, and also what he knows about gases. Liam explained everything in detail and clearly. Well, the chief herbalist thought the topics would be more complex. Who could have thought that the elder's imagination was so meager? Well, he should keep his promise. The herbalist handed Liam the fruit of skills, which was worth a whole 1,000 gold. The hero thanked for such a valuable gift. He didn't think the elders would be so generous. Elder's reward, forging, poison vine, tiger skin. Liam got some really valuable things today. He thinks these materials will be useful for further advancement. The day after tomorrow, classes start. It's time to hurry. Liam received the elder's badge from the Duanli Association. All passive skills have been upgraded to level 4, and the potion brewing skill can be turned into another passive skill. It turns out that Liam's system has improved. He was also able to develop his skills. Yes, a good buff. As for the new ability, it's too early to transform it. After all, it's too early to be advancing new skills. If Liam rushes, he might just make things worse. It was time to return, and he approached the portal. It's the holidays now, but for some reason there are a lot of students and parents in the academy courtyard. The guys noticed Liam and immediately surrounded him. They waited for their idol and came up to take pictures and get an autograph. Liam quickly hid in the bushes, but Professor Holmes found him there. The gentleman is glad that the hero has finally returned. Liam asked why there are so many people. It is very busy outside. Mr. Holmes laughed and replied that they were applicants. They had heard that Liam was studying here, so they had decided to apply too. Thanks to the hero, the number of students at Zhang Academy will exceed even those at Manhwa University. Mr. Holmes called Liam to follow him. They want to give him something. The hero was greeted with firecrackers in the office. Despite the fact that this may look too old-fashioned for the purpose, the teachers still tried their best. They wanted to bless Liam and send him on his way. Liam, taking off his tinsel, asked to continue in the same spirit. Mr. Holmes knows the hero is going to the capital, but there is nowhere to live yet, so the Academy bought him a property for 20 million. They hope he will accept it. Besides, they have bought tickets for Liam. Since they don't know the exact time of his return, they bought everything. The hero was delighted and thanked him with all his heart. Okay, it's too late. Professor Holmes said to come back as soon as possible. If he gets into trouble, Zhang University will always help. Liam bowed low and thanked him for his concern. He would try not to ruin his reputation. When he returns, he will definitely drop in to see them. Liam arrived at the Oracle Academy. The girls noticed the new guy, so strong. Looks like a real celebrity. Everyone started looking at his information faster. Must be a freshman. Many girls wanted to be Liam's mentors and told him to call and text him for any needs. The hero timidly said that he was here for another reason and asked to tell him where the main building was. One of the girls took him by the hand to see him off. The Oracle Academy is very big, so it takes some getting used to. The other girls went crazy. This Mandy is taking on too much. Who asked her to perform anyway? How annoying, she stole such a handsome guy. The hero is almost here. Once he reaches level 30 and 3 transformations, he will be able to officially get a higher education. But getting grades here is not so easy. First grade is levels 15, 25, second grade is levels 26, 28, and then comes third grade at level 29. And by his senior year, Liam should already be up to 30. If this doesn't work out, there will be no higher education. Meanwhile, Mandy brought him to the place. She said to insert the identification card into the machine. The system automatically reads the information about it. Mandy couldn't believe that the freshman was already on level 25. The rest of the guys froze. It's all over. Entrance exams are tomorrow. If Liam gets caught by anyone, they're finished. Mandy realized that Liam was the champion. It was no wonder then that he was ranked SSS. He would be placed in an elite dorm. There were only 9 rooms. The girl wanted to walk him to his neighborhood, but Liam refused. He'll handle it himself. Mandy is embarrassed. She has never been rejected like this before. The hero reached the Z district of the academy. Well, he'll stop here for now. He should probably register, but he doesn't have much time. The sports ground was being used by a supreme sage. Well, Liam expected nothing less from this place. Only here can you meet a representative of the 4th transformation. It seems that the old man is sick with something. The man noticed Liam and asked if he was a freshman. Yes, the hero said he had just arrived. Is this old man a teacher at the academy? Maybe he was hired because of his quarter transformation. The man asked Liam what his number was. The hero replied, 001. The old man seemed to suspect something. Still, he asked the guy's name. Liam introduced himself. The old man said the boy could go and continued to study. Yeah, what a strange man. The man became interested and remembered Liam's number. Suddenly a girl who looked very much like Sophie came up to him. She was indignant, training again, and had forgotten about the pills. Applicants to the Oracle Academy are under a lot of stress over the entrance exams. Principal Ian Sharon said the competition will be very tough this year. He asks his colleagues if Liam Mo will again take the lead, as he did in his province. Other academies were very keen to accept him. This guy is a high-level professional. The directors whisper that they cannot lose sight of this man either. They say he has very high scores in all parameters, so he is a truly worthwhile shot. A guy came up to Liam and introduced himself as Ben. He was also a champion of his province. He would see who was good. Our hero only dryly replied that they seemed not to know each other. Ben said that Liam will find out about him. When he enters the secret kingdom, he will show where the crayfish spend the winter. How boring! Does he really think he can stand up to our hero? Everyone entered the secret kingdom, the monastery of death. Since Liam's specialization is considered hidden, he is set to the highest difficulty. Almost forgot about another quality of the freedom-loving. Today the hero opened a map of 40 levels. Interesting. Since the first two zones weren't particularly difficult, he decided to just walk past. The directors discuss whether the first years will be able to handle the Monastery of Death today. Some of them definitely won't be able to. After all, the final boss is at level 28. We decided to look at the guy's stats. Ben, the Wind Mage, level 23. Yes, nothing less was expected from the champion of Kilu. He will probably pass the Secret Kingdom in 2 hours. However, he is only in second place. In first place, of course, is our hero Liam. He passed the zone in just 25 minutes. It's time for the representatives to change their strategy to take him to themselves. The directors began to argue with each other. However, what was strange was that Liam seemed to have passed, but did not come out. It turned out that he entered a more difficult zone. But today's mission doesn't require going through the armory. He only had to go through the first 2 zones anyway. This is a breach of discipline. It cannot be encouraged. Besides, his level is not high enough. He can get injured at any moment. We need to cancel his results. Sheldon Myers asked us to take things slowly. Liam does not act recklessly. The teachers suggest reporting to the principal. You never know what he might say. Everyone decides to do so. Sheldon silently asks Liam to hurry up. It takes him about 30 minutes to get to the rector's office and back, and then nothing can help him. The difficulty of the passage increased as soon as Liam entered the armory area. The average level of mobs here is 30, and their number is about 70. These monsters are very bloodthirsty. Despite the difficulty, the hero will be able to go further. He activated the ghost form. So he calmly got to the explosives. It was time to act. Liam shouted loudly to get the monster's attention. Afterwards, he used an ice wall to slow down the monsters. And now, fireworks. The hero threw a fireball at a mountain of explosives, and the ice barrier will make Liam immune to any damage for 10 seconds. That's enough to withstand the explosion. The teacher came to the rector, Carl Fallow, to report something. That same old man from the sports ground asked what was going on. Today, a student committed a serious disciplinary violation. The exam is only supposed to take place in the first 2 zones, but he only spent 25 minutes on them and seemed determined to cover the entire map. The rector immediately realized that they were talking about Liam Moe. The teacher asked how Mr. Fallow knew. The guy couldn't possibly know how to get into the arsenal, and according to the rules, he should be punished. Then the rector suggested changing this rule and waved his hand. He decided to give the privilege to Liam. It allows you to pass through the secret kingdom without taking any damage, but this privilege can only be given once every 5 years. The rector told the teacher to go and not try to ruin this child's future. It's good for young people to be more ambitious. Mr. Fallow will give Liam a chance, but no more willfulness. Not bad. The hero did it in just 8 minutes. High risk, but also big rewards. Now he faces a tough battle. Liam entered a huge, luxurious room. On the throne sat the elite boss of level 35, the master of weapons, Halode. Yeah, he's really fast with his attacks. It's definitely not going to be easy. Liam definitely won't be able to block the whirlwind's blow. Also, Halode is immune to many attacks, so that will be a bit of a challenge as well. It looks like this is going to be a very difficult battle. Well, the hero will start with a ball of nothingness. We'll deal a wave of damage to the boss. Liam managed to hurt Halode just a little. The boss has been waiting for a long time to fight to show his true strength. The hero has a headache. It was not worth wasting the orb of nothingness in vain. Unfortunately, it won't be possible to move at the same speed. Well, Halode's health points will start to drop soon, but the blows will only get stronger, so you need to hurry. Since that didn't work out, I gave the monster a taste of the machine gun. Great, Liam got Halode interested. The boss went berserk. The endless whirlwind strike began with acceleration. It's good that the hero makes it in time. Halode only has half his health left, so he needs to act. Let's see what the Lord of Medicine is like. Liam came out of the primary land of vitality. He drank one potion after another. This way he was able to hit without stopping, constantly preserving his health points. Finally, Liam delivered the final blow with his sword and slew the weapon master. Yeah, he's a terrible monster. For the first time in a long time, I had to work hard. Suddenly, a notification came about receiving the privilege without injuries. The hero became interested in who helped him. Oh, well, better than nothing. At least it'll be a safety net. Liam completed the armory in under an hour. That's insane. The teacher had just returned from the rector, and the boy had already gone through everything. He was indignant that it was all because of the privilege from the head. The privilege from the rector was a shock to everyone, because this is the highest level of relations. No one has managed to achieve this even in 20 years. Looks like Liam has been recognized. His status will be even higher. The hero is already on church grounds. No, we need to check on him. If Chief Fallow wants to keep an eye on him, then so be it. After all, the teachers also want to see how he will cope with the strongest boss. There are two final bosses in the church, one of which is the Scarlet Crusader commander, and the other one is a priest who is standing somewhere behind the first one. Liam put on his ghost cloak again, walked past the mobs, and took the torch. Later, you will have to face 2 level 38 bosses at once. You will have to sweat. But Liam has a trump card. He came to the dungeon to the guy chained up. The hero asked if Falban wanted revenge. The man asked in a quiet voice if the boy could help him. He was a former commander of the Scarlet Crusaders. Because of his mistake, he was banned from these lands. In the past, Falban was a hidden NPC in the game. The player has 2 options for the development of events. The first is to kill Falban and get the blue gear or save him. Then he will help you deal with the final boss. But since he was seriously injured, he was of little use, and there was little point in the player helping him. But Liam has the priest skill healing. Falban thanked him for the treatment. He will provide any help. The hero told him to keep an eye on the surroundings while he dealt with the Crusaders. Liam came back out, took off his ghost cloak, and the Scarlet Crusaders found him. They chased after him and then jumped into the water after the hero. There he froze them with a staff of water vine. Liam's techniques are perfect. The audience does not want to close their eyes even for a moment. Probably after this, the mobs will definitely die. As many as 50 Crusaders of level 37, but the hero copes well. Okay, the show is on. Liam has prepared the magic ball and the ball of nothingness, and then he threw it into the crowd of monsters. He killed everyone with a ball of nothingness in just 15 seconds. Liam was able to use the same skill within 5 seconds of each other. He must be a natural warrior. And now the hero has reached the main enemy. Boss Mogni goes into active mode. He declared that he will exterminate the pagan. How could a man mired in darkness teach Liam anything? Had he really woken up from his sleep? The hero dealt Mogni numerous blows with the heavenly blade. He dealt with the boss in half a minute. The speed of his movements and timing are amazing. Judging by his attacks, he is a real specialist. Liam is now ready to attack. Mogni tasted his pressure. This only made the boss even more angry. Liam is under pressure for a minute. This is the hardest part of the entire playthrough. This is where you will encounter 2 bosses. The double boss is much more difficult to deal with. After Mogni falls, Wiseman triggers his resurrection. Either way, you'll have to face a level 38 double boss at the same time. Falban started running towards the girl with the hammer. Blood for blood, it's time to settle the score. Mogni's resurrection is interrupted. Falban didn't think that he would meet their couple today. He had been waiting for this moment for many years. 10 seconds left until the pressure is released. Good thing this character came just in time. Wiseman asked how Liam released Falban. She wants to kill him, but it doesn't work. Falban jumped on her with a hammer. Just then the pressure wore off. Liam didn't think Falban would be so useful. Probably because the hero healed his injury. It looks like he'll have to change his plans a little in the future. It is no longer possible to look at the world through the prism of the old apocalypse. Obviously, some processes have changed for the better, which is good news. It was the first time the teachers had seen such tactics. They were once again convinced that such a shot should not be missed. Well, the boss couldn't be wrong. Liam deserves to be called the champion of the country. Ben finally came out of the secret kingdom. He decided that if he came out first, then he was definitely the winner. Liam was being too vain. Ben cleared the graveyard and the library in just 1 hour and 38 minutes. No one will beat the record. But the boy didn't understand why the teachers were behaving so quietly and calmly, since he had arrived first. Ben turned his head and looked at the screen, which had captured the attention of all the viewers. The guy said in a trembling voice that Liam had gone into the church. The Scarlet Monastery, with its historical setting, has been restored by traveler Liam Mo, a true genius. Rector Fallow has yet to meet anyone who could clear the Scarlet Monastery while on level 25. Had he been looking in the wrong direction all this time? It was time to take his medicine, and his granddaughter brought him the pills. Carl asked how long Sophie was going to sit on the Apocalypse continent. The girl answered that no more than 10 days. Grandpa is fine, so he can relax. By the way, Carl asked if Sophie had a suitor in mind. The girl became embarrassed and asked what the grandfather was talking about. In that case, he has a great candidate. He is in a leading position, and his strength is not bad. Mr. Fallow asked if Sophie would like to get to know him better. She ran away, saying that she would sort it out herself. Finally, the granddaughter grew up. Apparently, she had a lover. It is not surprising that she intended to stay on the continent for a few more days. Sophie ran out of her grandfather's office and sighed with relief. But suddenly, Mr. Fallow shouted from the window that she should be careful. There were bad guys here. She couldn't be fooled. Sophie thought about it. Yes, that's right. There are a lot of bad guys here. I wonder if Liam missed her. The girl would like to see him. At the exit of the secret kingdom, a crowd was already waiting for the hero. Everyone congratulated him, calling him a real champion. The directors interrupted each other, hoping to get Liam to pay attention to their academies. Ben was almost crying as he asked how Liam could become provincial champion. What next? Will he take the place of national champion? What a shame for Ben. Suddenly, a committee member ordered everyone to remain silent. First of all, he wanted to congratulate Liam on completing the story. He probably already knows about the main academies. Judging by his results, Liam has the right to choose his own place of education. At the moment, the hero has not yet fully understood the essence of the academies, does not know the levels of teaching and all that. Better ask around first. Liam said he hasn't thought about it yet, so he doesn't mind listening to every academy. Teachers are happy to tell you about the military academy, magic and command. Derek, a third-year student council member, told Mandy that it took him a lot of effort to get those tickets. If she is free in the evening, she suggests going out together. Oh, despite his strength and family status, Derek is a complete idiot. It would be nice if this was all just an image. The girl hopes that she can somehow escape from him. And then Mandy noticed Liam at the next table in the dining room. She told Derek that she had things to do and ran away quickly. The guy was just furious when she sat down next to some new guy. Mandy tucked her hair behind her ears and told the hero that they were meeting again. Liam asked what was going on. The girl heard that he got far in the last test. Very cool. Derek was so wooing Mandy, but he was ignored. Does she really like him? How annoying. The guy came up to Liam and demanded that he stand up. He told him not to think that everything was allowed because he got the highest score. A junior must respect his elders. As the head of the disciplinary committee, Derek has the right to direct him. Liam slammed the table hard and the tray of food flew straight into Derek's face. Ben watched the whole show from the next table. And this guy is cool. He did such a thing on his first day. Derek flew into a rage, swung at the hero, but Liam intercepted his hand and threw it into the table. The hero apologized. His hand just slipped. Derek screams that this is not the end. He will still take revenge. He does not forgive such things. Later in class, the military academy teacher, Brandon Kaur, asked everyone to turn to page 265 and look at the berserker's trajectory. Brandon is angry. He doesn't understand what's wrong with the dean. He managed to demote him to a teacher's position. The teacher asked what was wrong with Liam's face. Was he talking about things that were too simple for him? But the hero is in his thoughts. The information presented is too old and conservative. Obviously, this specialization has many other useful skills that are not used. Liam does not want to follow such rules, and he doesn't plan on wasting time here either. There are too few people in this world who could teach him anything. The hero headed towards the exit. Brandon shouts that he has been teaching for over 10 years, and Liam is the first one who dared to leave in the middle of the lesson. Even if something happened to him, you need to immediately report it. Doesn't he know such a simple truth? But Liam didn't even turn his head at these words. Then Brandon instantly blocked his way and demanded an explanation. Otherwise, the teacher is not responsible for himself. Since he asks so, the hero will say it in just a few words. He doesn't want to listen to outdated ideas and asks not to delay. Brandon shook with rage. Several students approached Liam. Everyone knows that he is very strong. But the teacher has more experience than him, so you can't talk to him like that. The boys demand an apology to Brandon. Derek walked into the office. During a routine inspection by their discipline department, they discovered that Liam was about to leave and was suspected of insulting a teacher. He should clear the air. Derek gloats, "The bastard is caught. Now he is in his hands and no amount of genius can save him." "Okay," the teacher said to stop. "The rest of us are advised to be disciplined and not to interfere. That's the lesson." Liam smirked. He didn't think the academy would stoop to this level. Teacher Core was indignant and demanded to know what the student meant. If they wanted to, Liam would tell. The course the teacher just taught contains many errors and is too conservative in many places. If everyone does Mr. Corpse's homework, Liam is afraid it won't end well. Well, he's made his point. But if he now shows specific examples, the teacher will quit and never teach again. Brandon just said that all Berserker branches must match in strength to Constitution ratio 3-1. In fact, with this logic, most Berserkers will simply slow down and will not be able to develop further. Now Liam will show new data. He picked up the chalk. According to his formula, after reaching level 50, the increase in physical fitness has decreased significantly. This set of formulas is 3 orders of magnitude smaller than the standard set found in textbooks. It's no surprise that Liam has a different opinion. The teacher said that the attack speed attribute should give way to the critical hit attribute. But Liam refuted that as well. Every person has the ability to think independently. What the hero just said is not necessarily true knowledge about the so-called practice. He asked if the teacher had any questions. Brandon fell to the floor in panic. He couldn't understand how the new guy could be so smart. Derek's colleagues, who are members of the student union, received instructions from the dean. Derek is suspected of openly humiliating the #1 man among the freshmen. He will go somewhere with them. So, the boy was dragged away for further interrogation. Rumors that the head of disciplinary supervision had insulted Liam quickly spread, and the academy suspended him from work. Teacher Core just resigned and left. Liam Mo is a unique person. They say the director was worried and decided to meet this guy in person. The man said that, judging by everything, the hero has a rather unconventional way of thinking. He thinks that in the future it is not worth being such an upstart. But he shouldn't worry. No one will do anything to Liam. Director Fallow understands everything. The hero immediately remembered Sophie when he heard this name. However, there are quite a lot of people with this surname in the world. Perhaps it is just a coincidence. Liam walked into the principal's office and saw the same strange old man from the sports ground. Here they met again. The hero must admit he was very lucky. The rector immediately showed his fighting aura. Liam did the same. Mr. Fallow was delighted. He had already heard about the boy's academic performance. He won't ask why Liam is doing this, and he's not going to dig into the past. The rector wants to ask him about one thing. Will the boy agree if Mr. Fallow wants him to become a senior lecturer of the most special course at Oracle University? Liam grinned and asked if the rector would take the risk. Well, since the old man had chosen him, how about giving the hero Shanfang's blade? Not for free, since the guy will help. The rector offers to discuss Liam's conditions. If he can fulfill them, he will try very hard. The hero said he needed a few treasured intermediate drawings on the grass. The man was surprised that that was all. There would be no problems with that. Besides, everything Liam needs can be found in the museum. The rector gave him 10 million if he needs anything. Suddenly, the hero's phone rang. It was Luca. The rector said that everything was fine. Let him answer. The guy asked if Liam missed him. By the way, he's calling to tell you 2 pieces of good news. He asked which hero he wanted to hear first, but Liam remained silent. Okay, Luca will tell him himself. He successfully reached level 30, and the awakening mission requires Liam's help, and only his. Luca, like a true friend, called to share this. But wouldn't it be more convenient for him to find an assistant from his university? Luca replied that he was looking for an assistant wherever he wanted. Okay, the hero said to send the address. The rector didn't think Liam had such a wide circle of contacts, but asking a level 25 student for help is quite unique. Mr. Fallow asked Liam how confident he was of success. He replied, 10%. Well, first the hero needs to investigate everything. By the way, he has already chosen a suitable place to move to rank 4. The assistant asked him to attach the card. His remaining deposit point at the moment is 10 million. The woman had never heard such huge sums. The students around thought it was a dream. Liam only joined a few days ago and has already earned 10 million. Someone trained for a year and only earned 8,000. The hero went up to the third floor of the museum. It's interesting that all these drawings are presented separately as exhibits. I didn't think there would be so many copies. Liam saw a psychotropic drug, lava potion, ice potion, etc. There seems to be nothing useful. We'll go deeper. There was already a magic potion and a dense forest, sacrificial oil. Excellent, the quality is not bad. But Liam needs something better to reach rank 4. He went a little further. Didn't think there would be epic stuff here. A potion of demonic blood that allows you to restore 100 magicka every 5 seconds for an hour. A potion of limited invincibility that increases damage by 35 for 4 hours. The power of purification that eliminates all primary abnormal conditions. Ancestral potion that increases all attributes by 8 points for 1 hour. Liam chooses the power of purification. There are too many bosses in the mid and late stages that inflict debuffs. If the potion is of good quality, Liam will be only too happy. The hero told the system that he wanted to transform the power of purification. The potion periodically affects the owner's body, eliminating all abnormal indicators. Not a bad skill. At least now no one can secretly harm Liam. Well, let's see what Luca has learned in this time. The hero arrived at the entrance of Lantian Academy. Luca told the hero to go around the building on the phone. And he himself will come as soon as the meeting ends, and he dropped it. And isn't he ashamed of behaving like that? Liam was in such a hurry. In the courtyard, the hero heard a certain Landon speak. He shouted that he had already won 11 victories in a row, and if anyone still wanted to challenge him, he was welcome. This guy is a 4th year, an ammunition expert. Anyone who can defeat him gets the entire pot. Yeah, it deserves to be called the best academy. Good for you for encouraging friendly battles. Liam would also like to become even stronger as soon as possible. Someone in the crowd told Landon not to get cocky. He came for the money, so he'll get away with the kids. Landon said to shut up. It's all in the rules. If he can beat him, he'll hit the jackpot. Then a guy from the crowd replied that even 400 million wouldn't be enough and offered 600. This time, Landon organized a competition to get a reward for recruiting helpers to complete the awakening task. If he can win, he will reach the second awakening. Well, Landon accepts the challenge, and the opponent is very strong. The guys heard that there was some kind of squabble between them, so they are arguing. The enemy has a very influential and wealthy family. Liam didn't think he would be able to see something like this. At the same time, he will observe the quality of education in this academy. Rob attacked Landon first. However, Landon started shooting beams at the guy, and all he could do was dodge. Rob doesn't understand what's going on, as if Landon took something to get that kind of power. No, the loss of money was a mere trifle compared to the loss of reputation. Rob hid something behind his back. He was about to lose. What would he do? Rob threw an iron grenade that can deal 700 physical damage and has a range of 30 meters. You can't use things like that. Rob is a liar. He beat Landon in such an unfair way. He'll take his 400, but he'll come back tomorrow. Rob declared himself the new leader. The rules were the same. Whoever was brave enough could rise. Rob asked the guy in the gray coat what he was laughing at. He must have been calling Liam. That's right, Dantian Academy is not a place for riffraff to hang out. And Rob said that our hero has such a face as if he doesn't respect their academy at all. Yes, Liam replied that he is not from this academy. But today is an open house. Besides, do you really need approval to laugh? Rob didn't think the kid would piss him off so much and suggested going up on stage. Liam immediately jumped up to him and put down 1,200. The hero handed over 600 coins and a card to a room worth 2,000. Everyone was shocked. Liam doesn't look rich at all. The guys have never seen so much money. Here they recognized the famous freedom-loving level 25. It seemed that the son of rich parents came to become a philanthropist. Okay, since he wants to lose money, Rob takes the bet. He wanted to say a couple more self-confident phrases, but our hero had disappeared somewhere. And at that moment, Liam hit him in the stomach with all his might. Professor of Lantian Academy, Mr. Hillman, was visited and informed of bad things. It would be better to go to the arena. The man asked irritably, "What kind of nonsense is this again?" The student said Mr. Hillman's son had just played in a practice match but had been seriously injured. The man stood up and asked who dared to do this. No one dares to touch his son. Liam knocked Rob out with one blow. The students of Lantian had never seen such strong people before. A real monster. The hero demanded money from the lying guy. Rob asked weakly if Liam could wait a few days. The hero pinned him to the ground with his foot and demanded that he speak louder. Doesn't he have any? Rob shouts that they are there, just not here. He asks to wait for his father, the local professor. Liam was surprised and silent for a second and then asked if this professor was strong. The crowd shouted that he would regret it. Lantian Academy is no place for savagery. They demand that he get out of here. He is not welcome here. When the duty officer comes, he will not seem like a little. Liam asked if they were sure about this. The rules were still the same. Would anyone dare come out? However, the bet here is 3,600. It is unlikely that anyone will be able to beat it. Since the boys don't have any money, Liam will lower the stake. They can bet only 300, and if they win, the money is theirs. Suddenly, some guy jumped out of the crowd shouting that he was betting 300. The students were delighted, because this was their eldest from the graduating class, very strong. However, the guy fell and hit the ground before he could even reach the stage. Liam asked who was next. The guys have 4,100 at stake. Suddenly, Professor Hillman came into the arena and asked what family the daredevil was from and what he was doing. Looks like the man came to stand up for his son. All the students are in for a great show today. Mr. Hillman looked at the wounded Rob and asked how the stranger dared to maim his son like that. The man demands to come down. Is he laughing? Liam said his son now owes money. Let the professor give money, then the hero will let him go. Mr. Hillman asked how much his son owed. He would pay. According to the rules of the arena, Rob owes Liam 26 million Blue Star coins. The man shook. How could this slacker lose so much money? These are years of his hard-earned savings. Mr. Hillman wrote out a check in annoyance and tossed it to Liam, only for him to quickly let the boy go. The hero carefully reread the receipt to make sure everything was correct. And then he kicked Rob off the stage. The boy only told his dad in a trembling voice to avenge him and lost consciousness. Rob was carried away by students. Mr. Hillman wanted to know from which university our hero came. Did he come to Lantian University today to challenge them? Liam remained silent. Mr. Hillman shouted at the impudent guy that he was actually talking to him, or was he deaf? Did Liam tell the man to stop talking nonsense, or is he brainless? The professor got angry and rushed at the hero with his fists, but he didn't dare to hit, stopping his fist centimeters from Liam's face. Mr. Hillman is over 20 levels stronger than this guy. It would be considered rookie hunting if he attacked. Lantian University has suffered such shame and humiliation. Is there no one who can deal with the outsider? Finally, Luca came. He thought that Liam was really popular, always surrounded by people wherever he was. The students started asking Luca to stand up for them. This man had injured 7 students. He was too impudent. He even seriously injured the professor's son. Luca thought Liam was just too cool. He was only a little late, and the guy had already turned the entire university upside down. Luca said that the boys had misunderstood. This student was a kidney guest whom he had specially invited. It was better to resolve the feud than to escalate it. Damn, Mr. Hillman was hoping that Luke would help him blow off some steam, but it looks like he can't count on it. The professor said that he would not leave it that easily, and that they would meet again, and then left. Liam really gave Luca a hard time today. He's taking him to the second awakening room. And Luca dared to say that the hero had done this? Doesn't he understand who is really causing the problems? After hearing about the awakening room, it became clear that this vagabond was an outside helper brought by Elder Luca. The university's leadership gathered in the conference room. Rector Lance said that the list of assistants for the awakening ceremony had already been compiled. Asked if anyone had any questions. Mr. Hillman thought Luca was having trouble. If not, why did he bring in a level 25 assistant? With his talent and potential, it is irresponsible. The professor suggests that this assistant be thoroughly checked. He didn't know that his son was hurt by Liam Moe. If he could stop him from participating in today's exam, he would have a chance to find people to deal with him. However, another teacher disagrees. He has personally seen the strength of student Liam Moe. He is an exceptional talent and cannot be judged by his level in class alone. This is the biggest joke Mr. Hillman has ever heard. You can't play with the prospects of their future college star Luca. The principal's principle is to respect the student's choice. But why not make a bet if the professors are arguing? The loser would take responsibility for his words. Mr. Hillman decided that was a good thing, because Liam definitely won't be able to complete the awakening mission. If he wins, he'll get rid of the director and avenge his son. A rare opportunity. Then another teacher also accepts the bet. They turned on the screen. The awakening exam is about to begin. The secret area this time is the underground palace of Uldaman. It is full of earth element monsters. The awakening quest is to find a specific item, the Norganon disc. Liam asked if obtaining this item was enough to count it as a success. Even if they don't clear the secret area, Luca is pretty sure. In that case, Liam has an idea. But Luca is afraid of problems. Today is his exam. You can't play with him and use him as a guinea pig. But has Liam ever lied to him? Let him remember to stay about 15 meters away from the hero. Not too close, not too far, so the boys entered the cave. Among the crowd of monsters, they met the 34th level elite boss, Luvalor. Luca's heart always races when he follows Liam. He doesn't even know if they can succeed following his method. The hero pulls many mobs at once, and Luca is behind them. You can't treat the awakening exam so disdainfully. That's why Hillman doesn't trust a foreign student. He might give a spy sent by Oracle University to sabotage them. After the exam is over, they must catch him and demand an explanation from Oracle University. Director Lance mentally tells Liam to try harder and not disappoint. The hero shouts to Luca that now is the time. The guy activated the effect of the invisible phantom cloak, and the monsters lost sight of him and he hid. As expected, Liam even came up with such a disgusting method. Having such high control over mob aggression really broadens Luca's horizons. The teachers don't understand. Luca was clearly following the monsters, but he didn't become a target after Liam disappeared. The principal stood up, amazed by such a clever and brilliant move. Student Liam was in the lead, attracting mobs. He distracted their aggression, and Luca followed him, maintaining a safe distance, not engaging in combat. The heroes are really nurtured from a young age. The cooperation between the guys is simply magnificent. It seems that Luca is starting to understand the plan. Since his only goal is to get the Norganon disc from the final boss, they can completely skip all the small enemies along the way. His second awakening exam will be a cakewalk. Yes, however, the next boss cannot be skipped because it drops a key item. It seems that as Luca remembers, the third boss is behind that stone door. Aileronas, a level 35 elite boss. Liam was just checking to see if the guy knew, and he was just showing off. Luca was just going to open the door and fight the boss head-on, but the hero whispered another plan into the boy's ear. Damn it, why didn't they teach Luca this in his awakening guide class? The professors are not happy, they can't hear anything. The school should ban whispering during exams. Luca is doing something weird. It's just part of the exam decoration, and he's spinning it for some reason. Suddenly, a golden light and a staff appeared, which illuminated 2 zones with its rays. Aileronas appeared before the heroes, saying that no one steals the creator's secrets and will not remain alive. So it was possible to open the door this way. The professors had been studying Uldaman for many years and had never known such a way. It turns out that the miniature structure in front of the stone gates hides a secret mechanism. Luca is a genius. It looks like he has a real chance to pass the exam, and now he has a great opportunity to check his current level.